9 instead of starting how we usually do. We will not be playing Sunday and Tuesday, as one, it is the holidays. Two, we are reaching the end of this part of our Flan campaign, and we can't get ahead of where the bigger story is at. There are other things happening in the Moonsea region. And third, this party slash DM has been going 2 a week since May, and we have taken hardly any breaks. So, you know how we start this whole thing. Roll call.
Jake.
Kaya.
Ryan.
And Steven! Welcome back, everybody, to Tyranny of Dragons, The Lost and Found. I believe this is episode 47. Can you believe it, guys? Can you imagine? I know I can't. It's a good Paul Rudd meme for everybody.
Episode 47. Let's hear it for episode 47.
Ooh, that's a good SpongeBob reference.
I didn't have something to like ding-a-ling on or bang or anything.
You know,
I hate everything I just said. I'm gonna mute myself. Thanks,
I was
stream.
just about to say, I'm like, wow, you must have been seeing people upload that meme for No Nut November. Give it up for day 24. Give it up for day 24.
Yep, I'll see myself out. Thanks, guys.
Well, so Alder died before the session started. That's just the end of his story.
Alder died of sheer embarrassment. He's gone.
Yep, he just, self-combusted in green flame, and thus was the end of our favorite Catboy post-consenticles. Throwback. Anyways, when we last left the Lost and Found, heroes of Flan, refugees in many ways, the Lost and Found had their final encounter with Ixusaxa Terror Song, Aware of Purple, and one of the few enemies to go toe-to-toe with the Lost and Found and escape with their life. After a very, very close fight, a very tapped fight for the Lost and Found outside of the Laughing Goblin, Ixusaxa Terror Song flew over on her wyvern to the Gilded Trophy and the Gilded Vigilance, and at the end of the dock, basically lit one ship on fire with a well-placed fireball right into its center mass, and held the other ship at fireball point? It's not really gun point. It's spell point. Spell point. There it is. Held the other ship at spell point to for the Lord Sage to make himself known and turn himself over to Ixusaxa Terror Song, the true target of her flight towards the refugees of Flan. The party made due haste, picking up some heavy crossbows from their earlier defeated Tears of Virulence members, with Rain pulling out some drow poison he had received from, once again, that's a Hagroot Coven, or a Bloodroot Coven.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, we pulled out all sorts of fun stuff from them, with the water walk, the poison.
I think I even got the potion from them, to be completely honest.
I think so. I think it was It
was it was a Hagroot Coven adventure.
They just, somewhere out in the middle of the Twilight Marsh, they are just, fist pumping like Jersey Shore out there with how much of their items got used. So go ahead and add that to your mental catalog of 3 hags fist pumping in the middle of the Twilight Marsh. So, anyways.
Carmela dancing playing in the background.
Well done. They put the icing on that cake.
Thank you.
So, the Lord Regent, Hector Brahms, began to make his way down the gangplank onto the docks, walking his full 30 feet towards Ixusaxa, ready to give himself up to protect the rest of the citizens of Flan that had recently been liberated from the Stogenau gates. Gelt, Alder took 1 firebolt when Ixusaxa made her proclamation before holding his action. Siren got into position Rain gave Gelt, well, coded the bolt for Gelt and said, "Take a shot, don't miss." And Gelt did not miss the shot, but it was not enough to take out Ixusaxa. Unfortunately, she passed her Constitution saving throw and released her remaining fireball spell onto the Gilded Vigilance and began to burn away the last remaining ship out of Flan. Then all bets were off. It was on like Donkey Kong as the Lost and Found started to just unleash what little they had left towards Ixusaxa, with Siren claiming the killing blow with the firebolt, shrieking out it was, I believe, Phoenix towards Ixusaxa, burning a hole straight through her throat.
Regular hawk for her, and then a phoenix for the
Wyvern.
wyvern.
Yes, as Ixusaxa fell, the Wyvern went to go finish off the last remaining mission of Ixusaxa before Siren once again got the killing blow and through the front of the throat through Ixusaxa and the back of the throat through the Wyvern. Killed both of them, much to Wranglian's chagrin, as the Wyvern fell into the freezing waters of the Moon Sea. So close to a Wyvern stinger. But the party did prevail, and with some good use of just some old-fashioned cloak patting down fire, Alder's own control and shape flames, Gelt assisting the remaining crew, the Gilded Vigilance was saved from burning, assuring at least some of the people of Flan were to get out. However, the same could not be said for the Gilded Trophy. The damage being too extensive over that time, the entire top of the ship alight. I can't believe I almost forgot. In the ensuing chaos, in one final dash to secure the Lord Regent, Knight Captain Aelid Burrell leapt from the burning Gilded Trophy to fight Ixusaxa, Terrasong, and her Wyvern to keep them away from the Lord Regent. And while she was able to land a blow against them and not, break a leg jumping from that ship onto the docks, the Wyvern did finally put an end to Flan's very own local hero. As a bite into the deep kind of cut of where neck meets shoulder, and a Wyvern stinger straight through the chest with a good pump of poison on top of it, put Knight Aelid down for a final rest. Jumping back, the Gilded Trophy also found its final rest, and unfortunately, so did the rest of the Lost and Found's mounts, with Siren having been completely spent, having gone through 5 fights and fought tooth and nail, having nothing left to expend, could only watch as the Gilded Trophy, some of the citizens of Flan, and the Lost and Found's remaining 2 mounts, Flamir and Isilael, sank to the bottom of the Moon Sea. A tough victory, one with many losses attached. But with the Lord Regent secured...
Can I just point out, by the way, that the horses that died, Flamir and Moonsea, died in a fire on the Moonsea.
I was wondering if anybody was going to pick that one up. I'm glad.
I picked it up
+1.
right away, but I was saving it. Thank you.
+1. There you go. Yeah,
Done
look,
with planning it all along.
I am a thematic and dark individual. What can I say? So themes and dramatics aside, the Lost and Found, Imazale, Lila, Casset, the Lord Regent, a nice number of refugees from Flan, all boarded onto a cramped but still serviceable Gilded Vigilance and began sailing towards Mulmaster. There, we would normally have ended it and faded that away until we can get to our Mulmaster campaign, where our Moon Sea universe will continue. However, we're not quite done with this story yet, and so Aya Glenmere, of course, one of the refugees from Flan, an enchantress herself, ally to the Lost and Found, and a competent spellcaster in her own rights, had been keeping in contact with some of the remaining individuals in Flan. She petitioned the Lost and Found to make a return journey back into Flan to rescue some of Flan's more prominent citizens and to get them out of Flan and out from underneath the emerald claws of Morgan Shorax. So, with a teleportation spell, and the way we're going to put this in the timeline is this is before you guys get to Mulemaster. Like, right as you guys see the city and it's assured that they're safe, we're going to have you guys port back so we can let the Mulemaster campaign get its feet underneath it before the Lost and Found start making big waves. Because you guys are my heroes of the region, the Moonsea region. You guys make too many big waves. So, before all the cool stuff that happens in Mulemaster begins, the Lost and Found were teleported back into their home city to rescue Madame Ferona, the Lord Sage, and one of the few loyal Blackfists to remain, Jasael Greycastle, one of the many Blackfists who had been betrayed by her fellow brothers and sisters, and who had unsuccessfully led a resistance movement in the span of a couple days after the Lost and Found had left, who had all been either captured, imprisoned, or who knows what else, under Vorgan Shorax and the Tears of Virulence. Lost and found themselves in a burned out kind of basement cellar of the residential district of Flan. They made their way out from underneath, where they heard the cries from help from what sounded like children, following them through kind of the misty city, the air being dense, smelling kind of like lawn clippings, and way too warm and humid for being what should be the dead of winter. They came across a group of will-o-wisps who interacted with this large thicket that had been growing and consuming not just parts of the buildings of Flans, but the actual blood of its citizens. This amalgamation of both draconic and necromantic magic fused together. The will-o-wisps made an attack against the thicket, and instead of setting it alight or causing damage, a thick and slick shambling mound covered in blood of who knows how many other humanoids emerged, and Lost and Found began a fight not unfamiliar to a fight they had in the Twilight Marsh last time they were there, also at the behest of a dragon. Weird. The Lost
Dragons.
Fucking dragons with their necromancy and draconic magic and love of shambling mounds and will-o-wisps. What's up with these chromatic dragons? The Lost and Found came back with a vengeance, and so really just Siren once again found herself inside of a shambling mound. But Rain was able to cut her out. Alder taking on some will-o-wisps, gelt popping will-o-wisps left and right.
Don't forget the blight.
Yep, and of course Alder dropping what I did not see coming, a blight on a shambling mound. Yeah, super effective. If that was a Pokemon move, you would have that's exactly the text box which popped up. Alder uses blight against shambling mound. It's super effective. And opened up and ripped off half of its health points just from the get-go.
Real. I don't know if Alder will ever do that much damage again, unless there's another shambling mound, you know? Like,
you know, you say that, but Alder, I haven't been keeping stats, but I believe you do have the highest kill count in the party.
I definitely have
yeah.
the highest kobold kill count. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yep, in a room full of orcs at some point.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did forget about. Yeah, you know, the fireball numbers have actually probably.
It really adds up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just a ridiculous one. I mean, the only time I've ever seen a level 1 character kill 6 creatures in one move. Anyways, Alder's use of fire magics and what we'll say a bit of irony for the DM to have to be stuck with a non-fire specific divination wizard being a fire specific divination wizard. Dirty fucking wizards. The the party continued into Flan, heading straight for Madame Ferona's, using a pass without trace. Unknowingly, their fight at the thicket clued them in on a very special property of Vorgan Shorax being able to project his voice across the city, getting to finally hear the words of the dragon in real life, and boy is he an egotistical bitch. Mocking the party and dogging their every turn. And unbeknownst to them, someone had been following them from their fight. As they made it to Madame Verona, they finally met the most officious halfling to ever walk the streets of Flan, with her multicolored hair done in many smaller braids tied into one larger braid. Madame Verona, with her equally colorful halfling curses, was trying to light the thicket on fire in front of her own place of business. The Lost and Found, getting to use an advantage persuasion roll from playing all of our mini adventures to start the campaign, convinced Madame Verona to cool her jets and to follow them and have the Lost and Found escort her out of the city. As the Lost and Found continued on, they finally went to Mantor's library to see it completely covered in the thicket, from top to bottom, searching all the way around Mantor's library, trying to find some way to get into the library to see even if the Lord Sage was even alive. Well, with some good use of Arcane Eye from Alder being able to fit through things as small as a 1-inch hole squeezing through, the Arcane Eye was able to prowl around Mantor's library, of which Alder has intimate knowledge of, and found not only the Lord Sage holed up in a corner of the library, reading over a comically large tome, but also one Ellison Beringer, Alder's close friend and fellow scribe, who seemed to be studying his own wizard spellbook. However, whilst the Arcane Eye was able to get into the library, the Lost and Found were stuck trying to scratching their heads and trying to wring out their noodles, figuring out how they were going to get into Mantor's library. And then the even harder question, how they were going to get the Lord Sage and Ellison out of the library. When a familiar voice chimed in from down the alleyway, the head of the Welcomers, Glevith, our favorite tiefling, made another appearance to the Lost and Found, and offered knowledge and services, but of course, as any good head of a thieves guild wants, for a price. Now, as the Lost and Found deliberated between themselves, they came to, I believe the deal is, Alder has 1,000 gold pieces worth of jewelry on him from the slain Ixusaxater song, and they offered half of that, not just for Glevith's information, but for his assistance and guidance into Mantor's library, into getting Giselle Grey Castle, and with the added offer of both more payments and a place in Mulemaster with the Lost and Found. And while Glevith, seeing the goods, was more than happy to assist the Lost and Found once again in moving throughout Flan and rescuing their individuals of note, he did take a minute to think on the proposal for Mulemaster, leading them into the Cracked Crown Inn, a lesser-known inn that the Lost and Found had not been intimately familiar with. And though it appears to have been mostly abandoned at this point in time, Glevith led them into a back room for employees only, and underneath a number of mats and other custodial-esque supplies, revealed a tunnel leading underneath Flan. And that is where we pick it back up with the Lost and Found, as Glevith reveals this kind of manhole tucked away in the Cracked Crown, leading underneath the city.
Can I just say I didn't realize that Glevith was the head of the Welcomers?
Yeah, nor did I.
You
Oh,
could
they
know
were just
that
a work-
as
Players.
players.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Our characters
I mean,
don't.
this
That's
would- if-
insane though. It
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
this would
Fair.
explain why Gleveth is easily the most competent of them.
Well, and is by far the most powerful NPC we've interacted with on like an adventuring level. It makes a
Why they
lot
were
of
the most
sense.
vindictive
No,
towards Burnick too.
Damn. Okay. Cool. I'm into it.
Yep. Well, Aya is a more competent spellcaster than anyone in the party currently. Gleveth, yes, is indeed the current head of the Welcomers, especially in recent times. The only one of the few remaining behind, and is now a rogue of quite some note. Flan only allows the competent to thrive.
Definitely. Very cool. That's awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Gleveth fan.
Yeah, there you go. So go ahead and have that little nugget of information as players.
Nice. So this tunnel's it's it should be dwarf sized, right?
I mean, unless you think that big old thick body there is gonna fit through down here.
Yeah. Let me get my stuff. As he pulls out his horn and his little drink.
I've always wondered, what does that taste like?
It's kind of hard to describe. It's very much for a dwarven palate at this point. It's really tinny, with a kind of deep umami to it. But even if I like it, it kind of upsets my stomach a little still.
Describe that worse, please.
Ooh,
I mean, it's made from poison at its core, so.
yeah. For a little bit there, I was like, that might be something that I would want, but that sounds like something I definitely would not want.
Oh no, the only reason it works the way it does is specifically because of my body and all of the really fucked up chaos magic that's happened to it. So nobody else should try this ever.
Hey, it's okay. We're in a group of weird body people. Well, except for you, not Paladin.
I am a paladin.
Yeah, you gonna divine smite me?
No, but
no.
you can
Exactly.
expect worse. You don't have to be a paladin to use magic.
I'm just gonna let's go save important people.
Gleveth has that kind of shit-eating grin that is only exacerbated by his tiefling features.
I love Gleveth so much.
So Gleveth drops into the hole first, and as you guys each drop in, you can see that it's definitely older. Rain, make me a stone cunning check.
You got it. Dang. 24.
24? Yeah, these are definitely, they are not actually sewer tunnels. They are older than that. You gotta guess that these probably 500 years old? Give or take?
Damn.
Probably, definitely pre-time of troubles. Maybe even during the time of the Netherese. They're definitely older, but well built.
I mean, yeah, they've stood the test of time, it seems.
And then looking around, the lot of you guys see, kind of put up against the sides, these, for lack of a better term, they're sleds, but with wheels. As Gleveth kind of grabs one and starts setting them down. So, while the tunnels are great and a super fun way to get through the city, as you can see, they only get shorter, and kind of points down. You can see that at best it's about 3 feet high to get through most of these tunnels. Which is why I had a friend of mine who thinks of herself as quite the tinkerer create these little sleds. They're real easy, I promise. Anybody could ride these.
Oh,
Sounds perfect.
Can I roll insight on that just for
Thank
shits
you.
and giggles?
Go ahead and roll insight on that.
Yeah, that's a 24.
24. That's a setup. That's very much. They might not be that easy to ride on, and Glevith is definitely saying who's gonna fuck up on them.
Alder just does a. Mm-hmm.
But they kind of. You guys remember back in grade school, like the little square kind of plastic sleds that they would have
No.
with wheels on them?
Jesus.
Yeah, very much like those. So that you don't have to like crawl on your hands and knees to get through here. The only person that wouldn't need to use these sleds to move at a significant speed is Siren. Since you are a small creature, you can stand in these, and with hunching over, you can get through there. Like you can use the sleds as well, but everyone else, yeah, it's there. It is. There is no standing room in here. It is all prone.
Oh joy. Well, then before we start crawling through small tunnels, Rain is gonna use a couple spell slots and heal himself from the last fight real quick.
Yeah, Siren's gonna do the same thing for herself.
Gelt is looking pretty alright. Doesn't have any spells, but I don't think we're taking a short rest at the moment, are we?
No, definitely not. That's why I'm just doing patch job.
Yeah.
Alright. I healed myself for 19.
19, got it. Got it.
I just gotta do it. I just gotta
11.
brave it.
So, these tunnels are, it's basically single file in these bad boys. Surprise, surprise, guys! It's gonna be single file. They're at widest maybe 5-6 feet across. Definitely not enough. Like Rain, this definitely. Rain, do you have claustrophobia?
I don't think that is something that dwarves can psychologically suffer from. So no.
Okay. Well, then, if anything, it's kind of nice.
Humans still have the fear of falling off the face of the earth, so I think there's the rare few dwarves that may have it, but
Rain is a pretty stereotypical dwarf, though, for
Yeah.
being honest.
Let's be honest.
Mhm.
So, my ask of you guys is what is going to be your marching order?
I assume Glevith is leading.
Glevith would be leading.
Mhm.
mm,
Who wants to go next?
I have the slowest movement right now. Just to point out, at 20 feet.
Oh, with that
Yeah.
with
Uh-huh.
that heavy armor.
Yep.
Now,
We'll do
normally,
something about it.
yes, that would hinder you.
But we're
But
rolling.
right now we're rolling. So while you're rolling, it is you can move at full speed because you don't have to do any of the walking. It's really more of just like the push. Just push, kick, push, kick, push,
Since
kick.
I'm the only
push,
one walking,
kick,
I'll
coast.
be last.
Okay.
All right.
It's the way it goes. That's a primo Lupe Fiasco reference.
That is a Primo Lupe
I-
Fiasco reference.
I was
Kick,
bumping over on my
push,
end. I
kick,
hope you know.
Okay, cool. I hope it was the cat.
Isn't that like the original one that like really took off for him?
Uh-huh. It's between that and his collaboration with Kanye.
Yeah. But I mean, for solo one that really kicked
Yes,
off.
kick
Big
push
deal.
is usually the number one, and then most people mourn the fact that Lupe Fiasco did not strike while the iron's hot. And unfortunately, Lupe Fiasco faded into obscurity and occasionally pops up. Most recently, for trying to say that he is a better lyricist than Kendrick Lamar, which it was incorrect. But
Lupe Fiasco's good, but not that good.
Lupe Fiasco didn't win a Nobel Prize for his
Yeah.
album, so it's just kind of like, you
There
ain't
you
got
go.
the racks, the stacks, or the bars to go that hard, Lupe Fiasco.
When that happened, I checked out his Twitter just to see, and quite the guy though. Like he's gone from like actually rapping and putting music out to a dude who just like posts him doing karate. So like I kind of have to respect it a little bit. just post karate and then casually says he's better than Kendrick. Like, all right, Lupe, you do you, man.
That's a certain level of confidence that
I lack.
to
For
just,
real.
you know what I spend my time? I'd fucking do karate and say I'm a better lyricist than Kendrick Lamar. That's some fucking big confidence that I don't even know if I have.
That's
Anyways,
some confidence to put in after not being a part of the game a while. But anyways,
Yeah.
moving on.
Oh boy. So if nobody else is gonna claim it, then I'll go after Gloveth.
all right. So Gleveth, Rain, Siren in the back because she can walk normal.
Are we stashing Madame Verona someplace while we save these two? Or is she coming with us
She's
the
a
whole
bad
way?
bitch, dude. Yeah.
Oh, Madame Verona is going to take up the very, very back.
Cool. I
Because she
figured
can
that she
walk
was still
just
coming with
fine. Yeah, this is... Yeah, Madame Verona is just fine, and she,
Is she a
will
bad
not
bitch,
be
so-
will not be left behind.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Just checking.
Oh yeah,
Since
absolutely.
we hadn't
Good.
said it explicitly.
Yep, not a problem. Madame Verona is going to bring up the back, but she's definitely not going to hustle either. She goes at her own pace.
Mm-hmm. So then Alder and Gelt, which one of you's behind me?
I'll be behind you, bud. You're my
All right.
battle buddy.
All right.
I'll go. I'm behind Gilt. There you go.
And the halfling and the halfling-sized elf behind
So
him.
the half dryad and the halfling, half dry halfling, uh, bringing up the rear, going at their. Wow, it's at this point half the people in this party have a movement speed of 25, or lower. No, actually, it's only Gleveth and Alder who have a speed of 30. Look at all you
Oh,
fucking.
no. I have a speed of 35 now because I got fast movement at fifth level.
Yes.
Even when I'm small. Yeah.
No,
Or
but
medium.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I was correct in my first one. Half the party has 25 or under. The other one has above. That's fun. You don't see that often in D&D.
It's always a good time.
Fun. Too much fun. So, traversing the tunnels atop the rolling sleds is fairly easy affair. Everybody go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Just flat decks.
Yeah, just flat dex.
It's a nat 20.
Yep, Alder. Gleveth was right. Anybody can do this.
14 for Gelt.
Okay.
I assume I didn't need to. 'cause
Oh
I'm
no, yeah, you're not. You're not.
16.
16. Yeah, the only person that seems to have trouble with it just so happens to be Geltz. Really, it's the Gelt. This is a new movement for you. You've never been sledding, much less sledding through tunnels underneath Flan, and you keep putting your hands bit. There's a couple points where you roll over your fingers. You can hear a slight echo of a Gleveth-sized snicker. And Alder.
Above ground creature, okay?
Alder, it just confirms everything your insight told you. But barring a couple run over fingers, wrangling, you feel right at home on this. It's not too different than being in a mine car, just smaller and more arm propulsion.
It's pretty alright.
Yeah, it's pretty all right, especially they're really earthy smelling tunnels. They're cool and dry and surprisingly clear of clutter or obstacles. Like I said, the close confines force you guys to travel in single file. And through occasionally the tunnel opens up into wider junctions. The tunnel never gets any taller. Pretty much capped there at that 3 feet. Following Gleveth isn't terribly difficult. It's not like he's, hoofing it through there, going at a nice kind of steady pace.
a tiefling hoofing it.
Yeah.
I turned around like I was turning around to look at you ashamed.
Much shame. Much shame.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
It isn't long before you arrive in a section that appears to be unexplored. leading in the direction of what you can only assume is the library. The obvious reason that nobody's been down this way is that the tunnel is filled with cobwebs. Everybody make me a perception check.
19 for Gelt.
19.
My passive is 17.
It's an 18 for Alder.
18.
My passive is 13.
All around you guys, there are tiny little spiders. But other than being annoying and creepy, and for those of us with arachnophobia proclivities, nothing unusual or dangerous about these cobwebs. There's just a lot of them. As Glevith continues to lead you guys on with those good rolls and your passives, what really begins to change isn't kind of the density of the cobwebs or the couple stray spiders you hear and see there that you see here and there. There we go, English. Really, it's a smell that starts to hit you. It becomes fouler, and it's not like the troll refuse rooms that you get. The big troll shits that we found in Raiders of the Twilight Marsh. It's definitely Gelt. You're most familiar with the smell. Definitely moldering foodstuffs.
Awful.
Yes, definitely heavy. And it just kind of, that smell when pumpkins start to rot and it's cool outside. Yeah, very.
Yeah, my parents left them outside to rot this year, and I hate them.
Yes, one of my least favorite smells on the face of the earth. You guys enter into one of kind of these larger, widened out chambers, and as you're going through single file, you find kind of the source of this stench. You can see that leading above there appears to be some sort of like a refuse hole, not unsimilar to the ones that you guys saw orcs using in Cranan's Carter Crater. Had to do both.
Of course.
And it leads into like a 30 by 30 room with a good 10 by 10 area of just all sorts. You see bits of pumpkin and food, and it's just this big moldering mess as Glevith begins to lead you guys around it. There's 3 different paths, one that goes off to the left, one that goes off to the right, and Glevith begins to take you guys around. And as soon as he begins to head into the tunnel on the opposite end, you guys hear the
What is happening? I'm upset.
Can we perceive what's happening?
Oh, yeah, you absolutely, because this is not a stealthy movement. It's from 2 tunnels. These awful insectoid, fleshy, fleshy. It's hard to describe. They're both monstrous and also insect-like at the same time. Crawl out from the other sides of the tunnel, and there's that still moments as you guys all kind of and look to your left and look to your right, and there's that moment of stillness as you see them, they see you.
Do.
Just stay perfectly still, and then they'll go away.
'Cause they're not like actual like centipedes or anything, right, Dom? They're just terrible bug-looking fucks.
Yeah.
Yes, they are definitely not centipedes because they are. I mean,
Or giant centipedes if we're talking about scale. But you know what I
yeah, like they're definitely much bigger than that. While they've got
Mhm.
tons of little arms and such, and these kind of big, completely dark insectoid kind of eyes, you can see as they're kind of scanning over you, as these kind of tentacles kind of drop away from its mouth and go out wide, kind of like a lion's mane for just a second, and you can see these
Ooh.
big mandibles underneath and rows of tiny sharp teeth, but it's so much more fleshy. It's neither insectoid nor monstrous as they
Oh, I want to burn these so bad.
everybody roll for initiative.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a weird fight.
Yes. So, as you guys are rolling initiative, everyone but Kaya and Madame Verona, you are prone for this,
Oh shit.
and there is no room for you guys unless you reduce your size by magical means to stand up. So, under the prone condition, since you guys are on the sleds, you will get your movement. More or less, unless you're trying to do something crazy like I want to go straight through the refuge and all of that. Then there'll be some modifications. But with the prone condition, let me read it out for everybody so we can have a solid understanding together. You guys have disadvantage on attack rolls, and any attack roll against you guys has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of you. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage. Normally, you guys would only have the option to crawl, but since you're on the sleds, and as described, they're like those elementary school kind of sleds, you can pivot and turn as such at a more normal speed. So, I also have a map for you guys.
Oh, joy.
He says.
Here, so I see 10, I see 14, Gelt, Rain.
17 for gold.
Would you throw it in the chat for me?
That's gonna be 17 chat.
I'm gonna light you on fire. You know what he meant.
I know what he meant. It doesn't. I can't. I can still be a little bit of an asshole. Okay.
And Alder, you have a higher dex than me, but do you want to go before or after I go? Since we have the same initiative.
Probably before.
That makes sense.
Because I do have a plan, but yes.
Cool. Then we'll roll with that.
I've got a plan, Alder.
Oh God, this place.
Right. Alright, so.
Look terrible and terrifying. I love how they just did scribbles in the center of the room. Like literally. They didn't even try to draw something.
Yeah, it's refuse piles. It's scribbles. They're like the baby imaginary friends from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. They're just scribbles.
Gosh.
It's
I know.
10 by 10 shit, guys. Like, let's be real, you know? You scribble it in, whatever.
Is that not just like the implications of that are horrifying, you know? Just like thinking about, oh, wait, what? Really?
Awful.
Yeah, right? Right? So, now that I've got all of your guys' things there at the top, yeah.
I believe Gelt's first out of our party, right? Yeah.
Out of your guys' party, yes. And Alder, you wanted to go first? / Rain, you wanted Alder to go first?
Yes, he will go
Correct.
ahead of me at 14, correct.
Though, but you're in front of me, though. Depends on where we are right now, then.
So, the way it's kind of set up is that you guys were going in a single file around this kind of refuge. Glevith was just about to enter into the kind of next tunnel that's on the far right. So you guys entered in. If we're looking at the map, it doesn't, have northeast, southwest. We're just going to go top, bottom, right, left, looking at the map. You guys are coming in from the left, moving over to the right, avoiding the, unsurprisingly, these tunnels that go north and south, up and down. So Glevith is right at the entrance there. And then following behind Glevith, I believe, was Ranglian. And then behind Ranglian was Gelt. And then
Me.
Alder. And then Siren. And then Madame Verona.
So to be clear, we're still in the entrance in a line.
So from Glevith being on the right side, so you guys are all in the square.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the room.
Yeah, you guys are all in the square. So in kind of that single file line. Now we can have Madame Verona be at the back of the tunnel, and then Siren just a little bit because you guys are technically slower just by a little bit because you guys are walking it out with your halfling legs. So you guys can be by the entrance of the left, but Alder, Geltz, Ranglian, you guys are right by this refuge pile and see this awful bug monster garbage centipede.
They came from and they came from the top.
One came from the bottom, one came from the top. So
So
Siren
there's
and
one right behind us.
yeah, so there's one that's right there, and then Siren / Madame Verona. You see one that's from the north, and you're like, ah. So nobody's getting surprised or anything like that. They did not sneak up on you guys.
Okay.
Just watched each other, and then it was just and fight.
Yeah. Oh, Glevith, of course.
Yeah.
Wow. Unsurprisingly, Glevith goes first.
Of course our good stab friend goes first.
Okay.
Though this is a bad scene for a rogue.
Oh, this is an awful scene for Glevith. He kind of stuck, so Glevith is going to spin around on his... so Glevith is going first, so he's going to spin around on his little thing, back his body up into the tunnel so that he's clear on both sides so he can't get got. He's going to pull a dagger, and he's going to hold his action for something to get close, as a good rogue is wont to do. Gelt, you are the first in our party to go.
All right. I can't move this sled by myself, can I? Or
Yeah, you.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
the sleds are gonna make it so you guys aren't crawling everywhere, so you can still move with relative ease. Not as well as Madame Verona and Siren can, because they don't have to be on sleds because they're small creatures.
Oh, and realistically, Dom, would we have had to have both our hands free to be able to propel ourselves while we were trying to go through the tunnels?
That is realistic. So I will say that unless you are using your hands, you get half movement. That's a good point, because then you would just be using your feet. But if you want to
mainly, we don't have our shields on, is what I was saying for me and Gelt.
Yes, that is true. So, Gelt, So, Siren and Madame Verona, full speed. Alder, Ranglian, Gelt, Glevith, half speeds, while you've got stuff in your hands. If you put your stuff in hands, then you get your full movement because you're using your hands. But if you're just going to use your feet to propel or turn around and everything like that, then especially if you're going to start equipping shields and stuff. Ooh, this could be nasty.
This is where my fighting style comes into play.
Well,
And there are no light sources in here, unsurprising to everybody. But everybody in here has some form of dark vision and the likes. So
yeah, just thematically, because I didn't think I'd be needing my shield, I would have put my shield away. But I'd like to have easy access to my weapon, so I will draw my weapon in this, and it will be hard to use, but I'll fucking try. I'll fucking try,
What you
damn
do?
it.
all right, yeah. From where you're at, Gelt, like you're in that perfect 10 feet of range. I mean, you look to your right, and there is this fucking thing. It's right there, so you don't even have to move, and it's in your 10-foot range.
Cool. I will go ahead and activate my personal darkness with my bonus action. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you would.
It's gonna be his new go-to move.
And I'm gonna make 2 attacks on this son of a bitch.
With disadvantage,
For why?
because
'Cause
you are
you're
prone.
Can the enemy see through magical darkness?
This enemy doesn't care about darkness. And blind fighting means reading from Tasha's that Gelt doesn't have disadvantage on his attacks. However,
Right.
If you're
However-
heavily obscured, a target is blinded to what's ever being heavily obscured.
they are not blinded to that, and you're still prone, which would still make that disadvantage.
Okay, well if they can detect him through the magical darkness, then there we go.
They are creatures that live in complete darkness.
What?
Yeah.
These tunnels? What?
These tunnels that have no light sources in any place, and they've been going through them. What?
They
There are
get their
things that don't
they-
need their eyesight?
Dude, they slipped some fucking Sunny D down here. Alright.
Just make your attacks.
With disadvantage. Well, that's not gonna hit. So let's fish for the crit, which is very close, but still not a crit. Second attack. Ooh. Will a 12 do?
No.
And then no attacks hit.
All right. Yes. This especially with a whip, in this small tunnel whilst prone. This is a nightmare situation for you, Gelt. All right. Moving down from Gelt is Alder.
Okay.
Rain, you're
Did
on deck.
He, just so I know, FYI, did Gelt just attack the one that was coming from up top or from the bottom?
From the
Bottom.
bottom.
Okay. Just FYI here then, DM. I would
Mhm.
like to go for the Dragon's Breath. Is there any way I do it where it doesn't touch anybody around me, or am I kind of boned?
From where you're at, no, you can get this with the Dragon's Breath without getting anybody, as long as you're getting, I mean, yeah, you could get either one. You guys are in that kind of straight line, so it doesn't spread out like horizontally. So yeah, you could get this thing without putting any of your allies in danger. Totally.
Cool. All right, just want to make sure on that one with our lines. So we will burn the second level slot then, or the Dragon's Breath. And I do need that one. We'll start with the one on the bottom. I do need him to make dexterity save.
Dexterity save. That's a 6.
That's a fail. He will take 3d6. Here. Decent roll. That's going to be 14 fire damage.
14 fire damage. Yeah, and this entire place of just almost complete darkness is lit very brightly for just a second. And you can see that these things had this pale, it's almost like yellowish kind of skin to them. And it's not, you were expecting it to be more insect, but they're like fleshy almost. There's a certain kind of squish to it. But yes, this thing is not able to move out of the way. And
Cool.
now we can add the smell of burning trash eaters to the moldering trash in here.
Mm-hmm.
We
I was
about
not
to
looking
get
forward to
funky.
that part. Yeah. That's all for me, though.
All right, Wranglian.
I need to just make one quick decision with a coin toss. Yeah, since I know that Gelt is here and I mean, it's gonna be rough, but between him and Alder, at least there's one person who can take lumps and the other who can actually deal damage. If there's movement for me to do it, I kind of want to try and get to the one up top.
Yeah. Since you don't have anything drawn, you still have your 35. So if Gelt is like directly in front of that bottom tunnel and you're next, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you could put your big body in front of that tunnel where this thing is coming out of.
Got it. Then, yeah, I'd like to try and do that so I can halt its movement potentially. Um, ooh, ooh. Question is,
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
yeah, this is one of those ones where I'm not making this decision tactically. I'm making this decision because even for a dwarf, this is a nightmare scenario. I use a bonus action to rage.
Gotcha. Roll that D8 for Wild Magic Surge. Well,
Let's
it's not
see
Wild Magic
what-
Surge. It's Barbarian Rage Surge. It's Wild Magic Surge. Let's stop kidding
Yeah,
ourselves
let's
here.
be real.
I'm pretty sure. What did they end up calling it? Because it's pretty
I
close
feel
to
like-
that. No,
feel
it is.
like
I mean,
given
it is my wild magic. It's my wild magic table. So it's called a wild surge. Yeah, it's a wild magic surge. Fuck it.
Exactly. You know, the only
feel like
barbarian
given-
I've ever deeply wanted to play.
Given the situation too, this feels like a very fearful rage. This is like it's
Oh, yeah.
dark. This is the worst. No.
Oh yeah, and I actually got the perfect one for what I'm attempting to do right now. As golden vines sprout from my body, and the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for enemies only.
Nice. And this
Yeah.
spreads. This spreads like up the walls and onto the ceiling, just because of how low everything is. So usually it would just be on the ground, but even onto like the ceilings and such. And there's a faint glow that you guys can perceive because you guys all have dark vision.
Nice. And then Rain is going to use his action to attack, but his first attack is gonna be a grapple attempt.
All right.
Oh God. You're gonna grab the bug.
Really? That's your
Alder's not having this.
That's a 25.
You succeed.
Cool. And then I just reread the wording of unarmed fighting in Tasha's. As long as I am not wielding a weapon and don't have a shield in hand, my unarmed strikes do d8s. So I don't have to have both hands free to do d8s with my unarmed anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was actually, I didn't realize that until literally right before this session, so it's a nice little stealth boost for me.
Yeah.
But I am going to Reckless so that I can actually roll a regular hit. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Nice.
Nice. I can't think of anything more reckless than grappling a bug, personally.
This is indeed what one would call reckless maneuvers.
It takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage, magical bludgeoning damage at that.
Radical bludgeoning damage.
That's my
Magical
max unarmed strike damage when I'm raging.
We're gonna squeeze this bug to death, and it's gonna explode all over everyone. I'm not gonna like it.
But see, here's the thing. Now it can't move. Oh, and if I can, Dom, Rain is going to use his object interaction to attempt to slide his little sled out from under him, so it's harder to push him around.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can really solidify this grapple, because otherwise, like, how would I be able to stop the thing realistically?
Because that's thinking with portals. Yes. So you slide it back and it slides straight into the kind of the refuge, and as it does, there's a as you see parts of it begin to fall and topple over and make noise as now the kind of chittering of these creatures, the sounds of battle, like suddenly this echo chamber is getting much louder in here. And Rain, as you're grappling this, while there is muscle underneath it, it's like a big muscly like worm. And it's just way too wet, almost kind of maggoty in a way. It's like,
Terrible.
oh yeah, it's soft, and that makes it worse.
I, as Ryan, want to puke right now.
Rain. Yep, there's definitely a reason Rain raged. Yep.
Oh yeah, and now that it's right there, I mean, you get a perfect view as like the tentacles kind of begin to spread out, because it is its turn now, as it is going to make 2 attacks.
Yeah, that
First
makes
one with its non-consenticles. All right, it's a 23.
Oh yeah.
Okay, hit. All right, make me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Got it. Thank fucking God, because that was a nat 1 into a non-natural 20.
All right, and I believe you have resistance to poison as a dwarf.
I do.
You take 2 points of poison damage, and you are not poisoned.
Do I take physical damage from being bitted, or do I just take poison damage right now?
No, the tentacles are poison, but the bite.
Ooh.
The bite is a physical move.
Got it.
That's the dice I can't read. I should just get rid of that dice. Okay,
We all have one.
that's the dice I can read. That's a 17.
Yep, that will hit me.
All right.
Especially Sand Shield.
Sun shield. Sun shield. All right, that is going to be 4 points of piercing damage halved. That's already halved. Not 4
Got
points
it.
of that halved. Because you
I
are
got
currently
you.
raging. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Then, okay. That's the one on top, so it's not going anywhere, as Rain is currently grappled with it. How much movement does this other one have? Okay. It did not like that fire very much at all, Alder. So it comes over to you. Gelt, you do not get an opportunity of attack because it did not leave your range. Because you guys are right next to each other. And these creatures they are much bigger once the rest of them. Rain, you're aware of how big these creatures are. But now that it's entered in, you're like, there's way more length to this than you were anticipating.
Do they count as... Are they technically large? They're just long?
Yep.
Got it.
Uh-huh. So, Gloveth, however, is going to release his action and throw a dagger at it.
Yeah.
Yep, that definitely... That do hit. But it doesn't get the assassin, because it's turn in combat. Rough. Hate to see it as an assassin. But it's next to you guys, so...
But he's rolling at disad, isn't he? Or disad is applied to the attack.
Yep, he is rolling at disad.
This is why it's a
Sucks to
rogue's worst
suck.
nightmare.
Sucks
He can
to suck.
literally not get sneak attack this fight.
But luckily, it still has that really nice dex, so it's not going to be terrible bad.
I think in 3.5 there used to be a feat to be able to like fight while prone, and it was awesome.
All right, so for the one, and so that's 6 points of piercing damage. As the dagger comes flying in and catches it in the body, although it has other targets. Alder, it's going to make its first attack against you.
There.
That's a nat 20 on the tentacles. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Tentacle.
Oh boy. That's not gonna pass. That's way low.
What is it? How low?
It was a 6.
Magic number. That's the magic number.
Yeah, that's actually the magic number to where it doesn't work on you. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, wow, great.
So
Oh, I know what
One of those poisons.
you are poisoned for a minute. While you are poisoned, you are currently paralyzed.
No.
And you can repeat the saving throws at the end of each of your turns.
Oh, at least it's end of each turn. Thank God.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of poisons, once you fail, like you can get fucked sometimes for a full hour. But good shit. Okay.
Yes. So it is going to use... and then on top of that, you are going to take 16 points of poison damage.
Oh.
Do I even have a chance to save on my concentration being paralyzed or no?
When you're paralyzed or incapacitated, you lose it.
Okay.
Oof.
Just making sure on that one. I rolled and didn't pass anyways, but good to know.
Okay, good to know. And then yeah, it's gonna. Since you are currently paralyzed, and I'll read out the paralyzed for you so we can all know what it means. The creature is incapacitated, can't move or speak. You automatically fail a strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit. The attacker is within 5 feet of you.
You still have to attack.
If he hits me here, I'm down. I'll just tell y'all now.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, buddy, that's a natural 16.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you can't shield, so that is 8, 10. Yeah, that's
all right.
17 points of piercing damage.
I am downed.
Got it.
That's 1.
Gotta love crawling through tunnels.
That's 1. All right.
Boo! Shut up.
Oh well, the DM occasionally gets to dick on you guys.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. It's a back and forth, everybody. Come on. Siren, it is your move.
Can she reach older from where she is?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're gonna run over to him and do a 3rd level cure wounds.
Alder does come back to consciousness.
Is he
However,
prone?
I mean, you guys are all prone.
That's 20 HP.
20 HP, gotcha.
Thank you.
But that does not cure the poison, so you're still paralyzed.
Can Siren stand over him?
You certainly may attempt to.
Siren is my guardian angel in this.
Back-to-back fights.
That's it.
Alright, gotcha. Madame Verona. Boy, she's a fucking mad lady. She's very angry. Huh.
You a barbarian like me?
No, she is not a. She's
Oh
not a
god
barbarian.
damn it!
No, she is actually just a fucking person.
Yeah,
so
I figured.
So she's gonna use a little bit of halfling nimble bimble, and she's gonna hide.
Good for her.
Madame Verona rolled a natural 19. So as far as anybody knows, Madame Verona disappears into the darkness of the tunnels.
Hot damn. Good for her.
Good for you, cause boy, I'll knock you guys over. I don't want to knock her over.
Yeah.
No, you can't knock her over with the pail of water.
Actually,
what I
I
need to-
can. That's why she's hiding. Okay. Ooh, we're not there yet. So back to the top with Glevith. Yikes, he fucking hates all of this. This fucking sucks. So,
This was your plan, bud. I don't know.
yeah. See, I make it suck for even when it's me. So, Glevith can see this thing. Alright, Glevith is gonna say, so it doesn't bother you that you're less pretty and have less legs than centipedes? And it's gonna make a charisma saving, or wisdom saving throw.
Wow. Big
Yeah.
mockery.
Oh, wait, Glevith's a tiefling! That's why! I was about to say, is Glevith a bard?
Yes, unfortunately it does pass. It does not seem to quite get the choice insults
What is
that has
common?
been sent.
Yeah, what did things say to me?
Smart move, though.
You know, he's got some moves. I've done my background on Glevith and came to some very fun conclusions. All right, so that's Glevith's turn. Bonus action hide. I can bonus action hide, can't I? Is it
Yeah.
rogue? Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. With a natural 16 plus Glevith's expertise in stealth. That's my NPCs disappear from the fight. Gelt.
Hello.
Yeah, it is. It is right there. You watch it as it tentacle strikes Alder. You see Alder's body go rigid, and then with a just nasty bite straight to like the chest, like into the sternum. And then Seer runs in. Basically gives what is it, a magical defibrillator pallet that heals. Just and clear.
Just a green weasel jumping into your chest.
Giving tiny, adorable chest compressions.
But yes, now you guys started from the bottom. We're still here.
All right, take a lap, but
-1 for telling the DM to take a lap.
Valid.
I will go ahead and, would you believe it, attack the thing I attacked before,
Indeed.
and not only once, but
College
twice,
try.
with disadvantage.
Uh-huh. You can see it clearly. Sight's not the problem.
It's trying to whip a whip when you're on your belly.
Whip a whip on your belly next to your allies in a small tunnel. What's again?
I'm
Note-
guessing 11 doesn't do.
11 does not do.
Yeah, and then a 9 does not do either.
All right.
Nope.
Then, Alder, you're conscious.
Okay. Still have to
I'll
save
paralyze.
here, though.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of your turn, go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw.
I was scared to use it last time, but I'm gonna try it here. If I use the portent roll, 14 plus 2 for my con, does a 16 save?
A 16 does save.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I will gladly use the portent here then.
You are no longer paralyzed.
Oh, cool.
Yep, as the weasel's energy draws from you, just you squeeze your chesticles together real tight, just like you saw in your portent rolls, and
We're moving again, everybody.
all right, Alder's no longer paralyzed. I'm not terrified, but I seem to be struck by you.
That one is a groaner.
Yes! Who would have thought I was gonna be able to
so
finger
bad.
11 you guys?
Phrasing.
Could you imagine, like, before the fight starts, like, in the tunnels, you just hear, like, this... Why do I hear boss music?
That's fucking hysterical.
It's too much.
All right. Then we go to Rain.
Yes, and at the beginning of my turn, because of the Tasha's unarmed fighting style rewrites, it takes 2 points of magical bludgeoning damage for just because I have it in my hand.
Yep, I've got Tasha's pulled up right here.
Oh, it makes me so happy. Ooh, when you get a chance, Dom, check out the sidekick classes.
I have.
Okay,
They're
good.
pretty
Just making
neat.
sure, because they expand a lot, especially for the level of campaign you've been running. But I digress. I'm punching it twice. And I'm reckless attacking because I don't want disadvantage. Ooh. So the first attack is a 27 to hit,
27 will hit.
and the second attack is an 18.
18, that's the magic number for yes.
Yeah. You flipped the script on me. I'm so happy. Yes, I love this die. It takes 15 points of magical bludgeoning damage from the first attack, and 14 points of magical bludgeoning damage from the second attack.
9, 29, 31. Ooh, yeah, it is. You have rapidly started to punch, and your punches just keep going deeper and deeper into its fleshy body, and you can feel what maybe few. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of bones in here. This bug thing doesn't have a lot of bones in it, but you can feel. It feels like little pops inside of its body as you get deeper and deeper into it. And while on the outside it still has this kind of horrific pale maggoty appearance, you can just feel the insides, things popping, and while you wouldn't describe this as in a natural sense spicy, from the damage you feel of you popping its organs from the outside to the in, you know that this is looking very spicy.
You got it. See? This is why Rain does the bold moves like this. This is my ideal fight, apparently.
I never told you to not do it. I just told you.
Told you
I-
gross.
You know
Yes.
what? Valid. Very valid. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So now it's its turn.
I am one last thing because I have a bonus action. I am going to throw a little bit of Timora's luck back Alder's way.
Oh, there's
To get a bardic inspiration. Unfortunately, the first one you had went away because it only lasts 10 minutes, but now you get another one to have.
Nice.
gotcha.
But yeah,
So
you
that
went
can be
down, of
added
course.
2 damage, correct?
That can be added to the damage of a spell, correct? But you can also use it for the regular things, obviously,
Okay, cool to know.
which is attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks.
Yes, good.
But yeah,
Alright.
that's me.
All right. So Ranglin it has advantage on you because you wrecked it.
Yep.
So that's a 19
Yep.
for more non-consenticals. So make that Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Where'd my die go? I just dropped it. Come back. Well, I'll find another one. Fuck it. That is a... Oh yeah, it's a 21 con save.
Yep. So you take 2 points of poison damage.
Cool.
And then it's gonna try to bite you. So close to the critical, but yeah, that's 23.
Yes.
All right. So then, halved, you're gonna take 4 points of piercing damage. All right, that's its turn. Now the
Cool.
other one. Well, there's a Siren standing there. Let's roll this one.
And Siren, you can have your shield equipped right now.
Yeah, I sure do.
Siren, roll me a d20.
Okie dokie.
And before you tell me the number,
Okay.
now tell me the number.
17.
17. Okay, not you. It's gonna go after Gelt.
Nice.
Please.
Yeah, there are just so many targets, and would you imagine these things aren't incredibly smart? There's so much going on.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's gonna go after the thing making the most noise currently, which would be Gelt.
Jangle, 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 jangle,
That's
jangle.
literally all it is just the jangling. No
I
snap.
assume it stayed within my melee range.
Yes, it doesn't need to move as a large creature, since you're over Older right now, and since you wanted to stand above him, and then it's 10 by 10. It's like Gelt, Older Siren. So you guys are all together. So with that though, that is a 15 plus 8 for 23. Gelt.
So since my shield is not on, and let me check, that knocks down my AC by 3,
Oh yeah, you should be getting hit by this.
which puts me down to... Yeah, I get hit by this.
Nice. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
At least you're good at those as a fighter.
Yeah, I'll just say 17.
17. You pass, but you're still going to take 6 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to make its bite attack against you as well.
Chomp, chompity, chomp, chomp.
Well, it's not a crit fail because I have advantage because you're prone. Oh, you're prone. Hold on. My mistake, Gelt. Bump, how much poison damage did you just take?
6.
A D6.
D6?
Oh no, he just took 6 poison damage.
Oh,
I
I
was about
thought
to
you
say,
said a
not a six.
D6. Oh, my
No.
apologies.
Since you are prone, and I was playing with one hand tied behind. No. That's for the poison. That's for when you're paralyzed. That's what I wanted. Damn it. All right. Yep. Anyways, Yeah, that's only an 18 on the bite.
So on top of the poison, 18.
No, 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 no. The
18 to
18
hit.
to
18 to
hit.
attack to hit.
Oh. No, that's gonna be a no.
All right, gotcha. So then it is Siren.
Is it my turn? Did we skip over me and Rain, or am I?
No.
lost?
No, you on
No,
the end
we're
of your
still
turn
in
you
that
made
turn.
Yeah.
No, we're still in that turn.
Yeah, we're still in that round.
Oh, okay.
I'm at the
sorry.
bottom of initiative.
You know what? I apologize. I
That's
got
okay.
mixed up on that enemy turn with thinking it was Gelt. That's my bad. Sorry.
No, not a problem at all. There's nothing wrong with being like, did I get skipped my turn? That's nothing wrong with that.
Nope, that was my bad.
Nope, nope, nope.
It's all good.
No bads had for anybody. But speaking of bad, Siren.
You a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
I think we're gonna shillelagh. Ooh, that's not great. That's a 14.
14? A 14 will do.
Oh, great. Cool. That will be 9 magical bludgeoning.
9 magical bludgeoning. Yep.
What happened with the weapon staff?
Web goblin.
Shorty, won't you come my way? Fatty Wap Goblin.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. All right.
Oh,
And now,
man.
a new challenger hits the scene.
What?
From the hole above, there is a
Oh, for fuck's sake.
with
It's
a
an ooze. I'm gonna shit my bricks.
with a gloppy, disgusting, plopping noise, like you took one of those fart gooeys and stuck your fingers into it as it from the hole, emanating that same rotting kind of, but one part rotting, one part acrid kind of smell to it. It drops straight onto the refuge pile. Everybody, I'm gonna roll a d20, then you guys roll a d20.
Set.
So, everybody go ahead and roll me that d20 right now.
It is currently in my difficult terrain, by the way.
Yeah.
11.
11,
13.
13,
6.
6.
18.
11 is the number that I rolled as well. So, Siren,
Eep.
you're getting a pseudopod attack.
I hate it.
Pseudopod. Hate it.
Yeah, that is a 17.
That do just hit.
All right.
You have that newly boosted AC thanks to the ion stone.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
So as you
I mean, worthwhile.
and feel this, just it's like a wave. It's less of a fist, but more of just a whole mass. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and then 16 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
That's a lot. That's a lot of that.
Siren, you wear
Spicy.
armor, I believe, correct?
Wooden armor, yeah.
You take a -1 penalty to your AC.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll live with that.
All right, gotcha. Back to the top with Glevith. Ooh, bud.
Bud.
Upset.
Yeah, this is not cool. You're currently grappling somebody, Rain. So from the darkness, a dagger comes. That will do. That'll definitely do. That's a natural 13, and so it's much higher with that. So the dagger goes through, and as you're Rain, you wrench it over to the side, and you feel like it's it's got the tentacles and the bite into you, and then suddenly there's a and you feel this softness get really, really soft and limp as it like hurtles onto you, all squishy, like a big, squishy, large boa. as you see one of Glevith's daggers sticking out from its noggin. So it is currently dead,
Good.
Nice.
which frees you
Very
up
nice.
for your turn.
Yes, it does. Oh, I have a lot of things to think about.
And you hear it through with your passive profession over from where Glevith's tunnel is.
Oh, what? I didn't hear the sound you made.
Still
never
nothing.
Well, shame. Uh, I'll save that for me. Infernal noise.
Ah, there we go.
No, it's not an infernal noise. Well, I mean, everything's an infernal noise when you're a tiefling, but...
Oh!
Galterino.
Would you believe I want to continue my onslaught of this creature?
Which one?
the one I've been attacking.
All right, there's one large creature in front of you, one large creature behind you.
Yeah, we got the gloop monster now.
Oh, how?
Nope.
The answer is nope.
All right, and the second one's going to be a 22.
22? Yeah. You finally got it.
Yeah, fine.
Yay!
The first was 2 and a 5. Doesn't matter what my modifiers were.
No.
Fucking hit. Yeah, it'd be a fucking 9 and a 12 at that point, which doesn't fucking matter. But that's gonna be 15 points of slashing.
15? Yep. You finally get it a wide way around. It's like a big arch. Like Karen from Hades. Nope. Yes.
Chiron.
Karen. But like one of his big sweeps to the side. So you bring it out wide and you're finally able to hook it around and finally dig your whip into the flesh of this fleshy maggot monster.
True. So I'm also going to end my turn.
And I end my turn. Alder.
He did you just finish off that guy then, or no?
No.
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 There's, yeah, you've got a Siren on top of you, oozy thing behind you, a maggoty thing in front of you.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of where I am right now.
Once
but-
again, we've delved into the horror aspect of D&D, which I don't know how we keep ending up here.
I mean, guess when you go back to a place taken over by a dragon, it's not gonna be great. But I didn't think we'd get to this exactly.
I have a
Anyway.
feeling this was already here.
Yeah, you just lived above some crappy stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like Flan is superty duperty old. You guys are in a superty duperty old part.
Let's kill off this freaking this bug. Let's try our best here. So I need that to make a wisdom save as we cast 3rd level mind spike.
It passes with a natural 20.
Okay, it will only take half then. Roll. Let's see.
Yeah, it has a +1.
Okay, rolled about the middle too, so we'll see. Yeah, so that's 19 psychic damage. I believe half for 9 then.
Having that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it makes this awful kind of screeching noise as its kind of mandibles like almost rub together, and you can see the tentacles on this thing go in awful, like almost knotted directions as this happens. How do you want to do this, Alder?
Ooh.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man. I mean, as much as I lamented the idea of this thing exploding, it's gotta explode, though. You know, like
It feels fitting for the current environment.
this thing absolutely squirms and wriggles around as it screeches until it eventually just gives out and blows to pieces.
Like a tube of toothpaste, exploding from the front, right all over Siren, Alder, and Gelt. You now have.
Lovely. Viscera.
Yep. And it is. Ugh, it's chunky. It's like got lots of little like film in it of pieces of organs, like you know, like when glue dries over and you gotta like peel it off, or like if you ever covered your hands in glue and then waited
Ew.
for it. It's like that, but warm and garbage smelling.
Boy, I hate that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
hate that too.
yeah. Welcome
I'm sorry, y'all.
to my worm
Once I
moment.
once I said it earlier, though, I was like, well, now I have to talk it into existence. As much as I hate it, it's gotta happen.
Hey, that's what happens when you make things fucking their brains explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Alder, you there. You got it. You did it.
Nice-u.
That'll
That'll be all.
Speaking of Nisu, Ranglian Sue.
Yeah. Okay, so both bugs are dead, and there's
Uh-huh.
an ooze now. The bane of my personal existence.
Well, what was it called again?
What?
Dom, what did you call him? Like a pseudopod?
Well, a
it
pseudopod's a
used-
type of attack.
Oh, okay.
Yes, type attack is a pseudopod.
Gotcha.
That's when it reaches out with its oozy bit and thwaps you.
I see.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Um,
it takes like a chunk of its mass and just hucks it at you.
Basically.
Gotcha.
But the great thing about hating something as much as oozes is that Rain is becoming smarter and smarter with every fight, as he is going to use his bonus action to drop rage, and use his action. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw against my Sacred Flame.
No.
As it takes 12 points of radiant damage.
12 points of radiant damage. Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then, yeah, he's gonna stay put and just hope that that's gonna draw its attention and make it have to move and try and move closer to him. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to actively get next to this thing himself.
That is an understandable fear, considering last time you fought something like this, and you were
Well,
almost
few times I
murdered
fought
by
something by this.
tiny, by a little small army of tiny these,
Yep.
or
so,
something
he's
like
gonna
it.
he's gonna keep filling it full of radiance holes. So,
All right. So
yep, that's me.
you shoot your radiant coins out at it, Siren.
So I feel like Siren saw the mind spike happen, and it's starting to writhe in a tube of toothpaste itself, and she panicked turns into a swarm of poisonous snakes, to avoid getting just coated in this.
I don't know if Alder feels better that
Suddenly
just
Alder-
a mound of snakes just lands on your chest.
I think I would shout like, Siren!
Hey, I'm Joe Rogan. This is Fear Factor. How do you feel right now, Alder being in this tub of snakes for $10,000?
Fuck.
Good job, Siren.
At which point Siren will go for some bites on this ooze slime thing.
Life is weird right now.
Yeah, that's an 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is something it's good at. Yes, very good. That's a 22.
Yeah, that'll definitely save. It'll still take half of it. So that's 9 piercing, which isn't bad at all. And then
Magical.
Yeah, magic.
You are a
You're absolutely right. Ooh, that was really bad on the poison though. Halved is gonna be 4.
All right, for 13. Gotcha.
surprised it's
Alright.
not resistant or immune to poison. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm also surprised by that, but that's what it
Well,
be.
I guess when your body makeup is all liquid, it's really easier for the poison to get mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
Must be. All right, so
Ruins the pH balance.
yeah,
I'm gonna die.
we got penthouse on both coasts. pH balance.
Boo.
Boo.
I can't believe you guys just booed a primo Childish Gambino line. -1 to you both for booing Gambino.
Fair enough.
All right. Siren, any movement for you in your swarmy swarm?
No, that's all. I'm gonna stay up in its business.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right there. Rain, you're too far away. Lots of little snakes covering that one. I mean, the only solid thing next to it is Gelt, so Gelt, you're taking an attack.
Okay.
And it has advantage. No! My dice!
Where did it go?
It's behind my computer
That
modem.
was so dramatic.
Oh no.
No.
The drama.
You know, it doesn't count because it's on the floor, but I shit you not, guys. Can you guess what it is?
Was it 20?
No, it's a critical fail.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it. Damn it. You fumbled and it fumbled.
It was like, no, we don't belong here, and you know it. I'm like, you're so right. You don't
It's a
belong there.
double fumble.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm sorry, Modem. Go back. Go back to your beautiful place. I'm sorry I had to move you. Kakashi, you're looking really good in there. Alright. Okay. What's that? That's a 25 to hit, Gelt. No, sorry, 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. Gelt, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Uh, 22 points of acid damage, and you take a -1 to your AC.
What kind of attack is this? Is this one attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful ooze, dude. It happens.
Yeah, it's the same attack Siren just took.
Yeah, I mean, I also took a wallop of a hit, so this is not news.
That's its one move.
Mhm.
Back to the top with Glevith, who's gonna mosey on over and go collect one of his daggers.
Methodical.
Glevith? No, he's gonna chuck it.
Done.
Yes. I mean that'll do. It's piercing, so that's good.
Bad news. You hit your mark.
Yeah. Bad news. Hits his mark, does damage, loses said dagger. It's gone.
Yeah. That's... I mean, it's if we kill this thing, it'll be a very pock-marked dagger. Maybe you could get some nasty poisons up in it because it's pock-marked, though.
Oh, my dagger. Shit.
Any extra?
All right. well done, Glevith. You hit. You're still prone. This still sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, and me telling him I'm not paying him extra was definitely in character, by the way.
Luckily, he has more, but he doesn't like to lose those.
They're really nice looking, so I don't blame him.
There's a certain weight to them that I like. All right. Well, there you go, Glevith. Gelt.
I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 more attack. Excuse me, 2 more attacks at this creature.
Mm-hmm. Oh. With disadvantage.
Please, man.
Does 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay.
Damn it.
That's gonna be 15 points of slashing.
Gelt, you get your whip the other way. You actually like get to like a nice little turtle spin on your sled, and you slice right through this thing. And now there's two.
Do it. Do it.
They're now
Rain's
two
gonna call.
medium-sized.
Rain's gonna call out and just be like, "Don't cut it!"
Gelt's gonna go ahead and activate an action surge and make another attack on the one, I guess, to the fucking left. But it's going to be a fire, green flame blade. Sorry.
I don't think you know that anymore. You're not an elf.
Buddy.
No, I got that.
You got that for being an elf.
Oh.
You're no longer an elf. You got your racial feat back. You know Green Flame Blade. The magic of that chaos has been pulled from you, and you've been restored.
Well, I guess.
That is true. Yeah, because that's why you've got defensive duelist back. It's the trade-off.
I mean, do what you're gonna do, but that's what Rain yells out because he knows.
No, well,
No,
no,
Gelt-
I thought I had green flame blade. At
No,
that
Gelt,
point,
you would know that you don't have Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
You've tried summoning that same power, but having been restored
Flame Blade.
to your
Green flame blade.
yeah, it's Eldritch Blast. Wait, shit, no. So I will say because you know that, I will let you hold on to your action surge.
Okay, yeah, sorry, no, I thought I had green flame blade.
No, absolutely. Your Gelt would know that, and it hasn't come up until right now. So yes, we can. Let us be reasonable. So you do not use your action surge. You still have your second attack, but yes, Gelt slashes this thing, and now there's two there.
Okay, well, I will still use my bonus action, however, to second wind to heal myself.
Smart.
Where is it? There it is.
I appreciate you listening to Rain Gelt. It makes him happy.
Alright, that puts them. So there. Yeah, okay. That's perfect. Perfect!
Did you heal a decent amount, Gelt?
I healed 9. Well, I mean 10.
Low roll, rough. Alright. Moving down from Gelt. Alders.
Alrighty. I am going to try to use my hat to cast a spell. So let's see if I can.
Pat the hat, cast a spell.
And that's a 12, so that do just do.
Yeah. DC is 11 for you and Rain.
And I will cast Create Bonfire on one of those slimes. Make me
I
a dex
almost did
save.
that too!
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah, no, that's a failure.
Sweet. So
I assume, is it the one in front of you or the one in front of Gelt? Because now they're.
one in front of me. I think in front of me makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one that's right in front of you, and you don't like none of that.
No, I do not. And it is going to take 16 fire damage.
16 fire damage. You got it.
You just rolled. Oh no, you add fire damage to stuff. Never mind. So did you say? Did
I
you
add
roll
my
that?
intellect. No. I rolled an 8 and a 4. And then plus
Got it.
4, that's 16.
Mm-hmm. All right,
then if
Alder.
it-
Good use
and
of
then if
the
it-
hat.
Ends its turn in there. It will take the damage, right? Not when it starts.
What it's,
I think it's when it ends its turn,
I think so.
or if it moves into it for the first time on a turn.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If someone moves through it in the next minute, they'll get it. Or if he just stays put, he's going to have to eat that at the end. Yeah.
Mhm. Cool.
yeah, it is. When it moves into the bonfire space for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. Got it. Got it. Cool. Rain.
Yeah. I'm taking a note from my caster buddy's book as he reaches back and puts a hand on Gigi, touching the coin that's at the top of the haft, shaft, whatever you call it, of the axe. And
Hmm.
he's gonna roll an Arcana check, or it's an intelligence check. Yeah. Yeah, and I got my 16 minus 1 for 15. So the other one also needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Bonfire Bros.
Yeah, that's an 8.
As it takes 9 points of fire damage and has a bonfire under it now.
All right. You're boiling these things. You're
We're cooking them
bonfiringly
out.
gross. The smell in here, guys, is horrendous.
Getting worse.
You are starting to vaporize this into the air and breathe part of it in. So you can only imagine how awful that is.
Uh-huh.
It's probably what one might call the worst. But
Is somebody getting the worst? The worst, the worst.
No. I'm hating all the rest.
this is so good. I love it all.
And I know that was a big one for you, Nick, because of how much you love that band.
Feed me my fucking 30s old man fucking Foo Fighters. Have you seen them recently? The band looks like a bunch of, like, not even dads, like pre-grandpas now, but I still love them.
Oh yeah, they were on
Well,
SNL
be
recently
fair.
with Dave Chappelle, and it's like, holy shit, when did
They
you
still
guys get
fucking
so old?
shred though. They still
Yeah.
fucking shred
Hey,
though.
for everything, all you could say what you will. Foo Fighters is actually one of the best concerts I went to, and I'm not even a huge Foo Fighters
No, they're
fan.
genuinely good.
They're genuinely fantastic. But yes,
For
thank you for
some
that.
reason,
Yeah,
these
they're
music
just-
references are hitting me wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
it's
No,
it's
it's
total dad
hilarious.
rock. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dad rock.
yeah,
They
it's
have
dad
fun
rock.
doing it, but it's dad rock, you know?
It's like the writing. It's like the writing prompt where it's like, man, you got to check out Fireball. Isn't that just kind of like dad magic? It's like if you treat wizardry like music genres, evocation is dad rock.
It
This
really
isn't
is
your
the
dad's
classic rock of
religion.
the schools.
It's like, hey man, you gotta check out Fireball. I mean, yeah, it's a classic, but
Firewall is just the stairway to heaven. Everyone knows
Everybody
it. Everyone
knows
plays it.
Mm. I thought it was the Wonderwall.
Conjuration wizards are into ska, and I'm just gonna leave that there.
I mean, clearly, the easy one is to be like, oh, necromancers are into death metal. That's too easy. They're actually into smooth jazz because that shit makes me want to kill myself.
Oh, that explains my love-hate relationship with necromancy.
Yeah, hate smooth jazz. Anyways, we are getting off topic here. We have
Oh, but
monsters
it's-
to fight.
But it's one of those kinds of nights, though. I'm enjoying myself.
All right, magic music genres aside, Siren.
I'm gonna bite the one by older. Blah. That's really bad. That's a 9 to hit.
Luckily for you, these things AC are garbage, so that does actually still hit.
A 9?
A
Holy
9 does
shit.
hit. Yes.
That's crazy.
Armor and negative dexterity. Gotta
That's
love
a
it.
con save once more.
That, however, is good in. Yeah, that's a 21.
Okay, that does save. It's another 9 piercing. And then... 9 poison. That's the reduced quantity.
It is the strangest thing to watch a swarm of serpents bite and swallow a burning creature. So between the bonfire, vaporizing it, and the snakes eating up the small bits that are trying to escape from it, this thing is eventually both consumed and vaporized.
I fucking hungry hippos this bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Siren, you begin to feel awful
But
Makes sense.
as your insides are being corroded away.
Get rid of these tiny snakes.
However,
it hurts, but I'm gonna maintain the form until this is over. I'm done.
all right, that is that one. Yep. So It does not. So the last one remaining does not want to be in this fire any longer. Could you imagine such a thing? So how big is this bonfire?
It fills the 5-foot cube that I put it in, so I put it under it. So,
Under it? Okay, so yeah,
yeah.
it goes all the way to the ceiling. Because there's only 3 feet of space in here. I was gonna do something thematically cool, but it matters not.
Slurp to the ceiling like a cool little ooze. Nice.
Yeah, that would have been dope. Ooh. Gal, you're the one that sliced this in half, correct?
I did, yeah. Mistakenly, but did.
Alright, one. Since you're within 5 feet of it, you need to take 4 points of acid damage, and you take a -1 to attacks with your whip.
How much acid damage?
4.
And that was from when he attacked it on his turn. Got it.
Forgot I was getting too caught up in the moment of musical references.
Does he take the acid damage if he's not within 5 feet of it?
He is within 5 feet of it, though.
Oh, okay, got it. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if he was at reach when he was making the whip attack or not.
So
Got
is it like a permanent thing, or?
Yes. Both to your armor and to your whip. They are permanent and cumulative.
Does it affect magical weapons and armor?
His is only silvered. It's prototype, but
True,
silvered.
for that.
It eats 3
For the
silver.
armor, though. But for the armor, though.
The armor, it's not magical, it's just well made.
It's metal.
I thought it was +1. Oh, okay, I thought
It's
it was +1 magic armor.
but it's not magic armor. It's much like
I
his
didn't know that.
Electrum shield. It's an incredibly well made, but it is not magical in nature. It's of high quality.
I didn't realize that. Sorry, unless I hear masterwork or something, I just assume it's magical. My bad.
No, not a problem. There are magical suits of armor, definitely. But it's just a very well made one.
So expensive.
Lucky for me, I am my own armor, so I can't reduce that.
Yeah. Alright, so it is going to move out of the way. That does move it out of, well, since it's split in half, it's not in Siren and Alder's way. Plus there's a fire in both of those spaces, so it's going to move around out of that fire over towards you, Gelt, and it's going to make its attack against you. Since you're the only thing within range. So one of those, okay. One of those is a 17. The other one is a 20.
The 20 would hit, but doesn't fucking matter. It does hit.
Got it. Alright.
Oh wait. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
because your AC with your armor is 17 instead of 18, with the +3 from defensive duelist only makes it a 20. Correct.
Don't have my shield yet.
So that's going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. A -1 to your armor. And then 3, 10, 12, 17 points of acid damage. Then,
Ow.
back to the top. Madame Verona continues to hide successfully. Glevith does not want to lose another fucking dagger to this thing. However, it's also not want Gelt to get got by this thing and him watch, because he still wants to make fun of you. Glavith will attack it.
Wow,
Glavith
That's-
has petty needs.
kind of surprising.
Yeah. Go and... Where's this thing? Yeah, he knows where his other daggers are. Hey!
He's like Greed from FMA.
Oh, that's max damage, so it's gonna take 9 points of piercing damage. Alright. As another... you better not die if I'm gonna waste this many daggers. Gelt, you hear that as you see As Gleveth dagger sinks into this and shucks a bunch of this kind of oozy creature into more the bonfire. It is your move.
Honestly, not much I can do if I can't really fucking attack it.
If you're looking for a suggestion, I recommend dodging.
Yeah, I guess that's all I can do.
Yep, you have the options of you can either take the dodge action or you could take the disengage action and try to get away from it. If you store your weapon and have your movement. But yeah, choices. Those are your options, unless you want to keep making slashing attacks against it.
I'll just take the dodge action for the moment.
Got you. We'll have. Got you. Gelt takes the dodge action as you prepare to try to stay alive. Wranglian.
Alder?
Yes, Alder. My bad.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna try our best at a firebolt on the other ooze here with disadvantage. Let's see. Does an 8 meet?
An 8 does more than meet. Beats it by 1.
Incredible.
Wow, that is pretty darn bad. But hey,
They have a
take it.
7.
That's incredible.
Okay then. So it is going to take. Oh, I lost my dice behind my desk. Dom.
What's up
Just
with
like
y'all?
Do you want to use
I
your Bardic
know.
Inspiration for damage too?
Ooh, good idea. Especially before we lose it. That's a D6 here, right?
Correct,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Alrighty. Earn this baby. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Yeah, with the Bardic and the +4, that's 27 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Oh, it's it's the classic, almost like the old crits, basically, where it just like kind of builds up friction in the hand and then rockets that way. But it's almost like a wave as like the napalm kind of like splashes and crashes against the ooze.
It just. It's that same kind of liquid as it just drops and. Almost kind of like when you watch a white blood cell eat another cell. It just kind of opens and. One part napalm, one part white blood cell. Alright, that takes us out of initiative.
Everybody okay?
you hear a bunch of hisses.
Oh shit! Oh, I guess I was wondering where Siren was. Fuck it.
Oh, hey, I speak snake.
Wait,
No,
which one
I
said that? Was
don't.
that Glenn
I'm
or was
lying.
that? Okay.
The snakes look
You're a parcel
irritated.
No,
Oh,
we just
man.
share tongue.
Did you know shit was like this was down here, Glevis?
I mean, I've heard stories, but I've never come down here. Why would I want to go to Mantor's library?
Valid. I'm assuming you've been in other parts of the tunnels, obviously, but
Oh, well, yeah, to get from here to there, and, the Welcomers use part of these tunnels, but no one ever goes to Mantor's library. You could steal those books, but that's just bad for business. We steal from wealthy merchants nowadays.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Folks
absolutely.
who are doing a little bit too good.
Focus on those who are doing too good, which allows the little guys to start making money and close that gap until they become the big guys. Then we switch over. It's basic theft economics.
I mean, that's perpetual business, is what it sounds like.
I'm a smart tiefling. What can I say?
Do you happen to know what is up above this portion, where this refuse would be getting thrown down?
Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna stick my head up into that hole.
No, fuck no. There's probably more of those fucking things in there. Speaking of which, We should probably start clearing this room.
Hey, Madam Verona, how you doing over there, girl? Ah, it's pretty good. Do you see Madame Verona comes out from in there? She walks in, her hair. Once again, got the one strand that comes loose.
Nice thing about these snake forms, as long as I keep my mouths closed, I don't have to smell the bullshit in the air.
Oh, joy. Rain goes to go see if his cart is still functional or if he's going to be crawling. Because he ditched it and then a freaking ooze fell on it.
Looking at it, yeah, it's still there.
Good.
So, guys carry on back down.
Yeah, we definitely can't like take a rest yet, but hopefully Mantor's Right Library is as abandoned as it seems, and we'll be able to get a short rest in once we get there.
You guys continue down that hall in the same order, I assume, that you guys left in before it eventually comes to a dead end with an iron rot trapdoor on the ceiling. There's a lock built in, though it's old and rusted, and Glovett looks to Alder and says, "Alright, you want to give this a shot first?"
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I know you're certainly gonna want to gloat if it doesn't work out well.
I will find a lot of humor in that, yes.
Yeah, I figured. Let's give it a shot.
Hey, luckily for you, I'm a cat person, so...
Oh, the story tells itself. That's a crit fail.
Perfect.
I don't even need to describe. You know exactly what
Alder
happened.
doesn't even say anything. It snaps, and he looks at it, and he just throws the broken lockpick down and walks away.
Wow.
Or moves, slides away, whatever I have to on if we're still in the carts.
Well,
Hey,
Dejectedly scoots away.
hey, Rain, I don't want to lose a thing of thieves' tools on that one. Do you think that you could just, use them big old thick legs and push up through this?
I think that is one of a select number of things I am expertly qualified for.
All right, excellent.
Yep. Can he literally, with being like dwarf sized, like wedge himself between the ground and the trap door? Like, are we still down at that kind of like
Oh yeah,
3-foot level?
absolutely. You get there and you're just like, oh, this is just it's like doing a squat. You're just moving up, except there's no weight holding down. You just gotta, you're like a piston.
Oh, it's brilliant. All right, so athletics.
Yes, make the athletics check.
That is going to be a 19.
You're like, oh, ooh, you like stretching and you feel it bending before finally, plink, and the latch kind of opens up.
Just continues with the two arms raised up to get it all out the way, and then with his head just slightly sticking out of the tunnel, just kind of flexes without looking at anybody and climbs out.
Everyone's gonna have snakes wrapping around their legs, so then Siren can get down.
Siren, I want to say thank you for the assist back there. Also, I hope you never have to do this leg trick, or the snake leg trick again.
As
They
you
just
calmly
look at
remembering
you
as
with the
you
vacant
snaked over.
snakes.
Siren, as
I know
you're
you hear me.
crawling kind of up through by Glevett's kind of devil tail like picks you up, like wraps around you and brings you up face to face and just sticks his forked tongue out at you.
she does the same, just the flip.
I love Glevin so much.
That's fun. Okay.
She since he's holding her, she wraps her tail around his arm and just kind of hangs out on his arm.
Oh man.
Aesthetics. You all exit out through into what appears to be a storage closet that's seen little use within the library. Um, Opening up into the door, I mean, it's more of that darkness, that emptiness. The library, all there is, always quiet. But now there's almost kind of a mournful silence to it. Usually, even in its very quietness, you could feel the movement in here, since there's no like place for wind to just like drop through. The constant moving of scribes and scribbling and carts, it's quiet, but there was a certain low hum to Mantor's library at all times. But now it's just like someone's ripped the heart from this place out. However, normally this would require an investigation check, but you already know where the Lord Sage is.
Yeah.
I assume Alder would lead them towards where he found them with the arcane eye.
Yes, please.
I'll take the lead here.
You lead everyone through Mantor's library, and for a lot of you guys, you get to see you've been, to the kind of the front entrance and, into kind of the larger area, but there's tons of parts of Mantor's library that you guys haven't seen before, and so, once again, just the staggering amount of books and knowledge here. While maybe not profitable to a thief like Glevith, for those of you of knowledgeable inclination, it is a treasure trove of scrolls and tomes and books and some like pieces of like anthropology and taxidermy, preserved, artifacts. There are some parts that are closer to like a museum rather than a library itself. As you go into kind of the larger center area and continue to follow Alder till you find a quiet area of the library, tucked away into a corner, you see the soft glow of a lamp. And as you round the corner and Alder, you lay eyes on the Lord Sage. He notices your presence. It immediately hucks the fucking tome at you. He's gonna make a book attack against you.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, nat 20!
Oh my god, he kills Alder.
Alder, you take 2 points of damage as this comically large tome is tomahawk thrown at you. As it boom, it hits you right in the forehead. Says, "I may be elderly, but I still have plenty of fight left."
Yeah, I can see that. Ow! We're not here to fight.
Chiskin?
Lord Sage? Been too long.
Indeed.
Yeah, the rest of us file in or come around the corner and stuff too, I think.
Lost
All
and
the snakes
found.
are like around Glevit right now.
Yes,
And
indeed.
snakes.
Siren.
Ah, the druid. Yes, of course. And a snake of a different sort. Glevith. Lord Sage.
Well, you really do get around then, Glevith.
Friends in high and low places.
Either way, Lord Sage, we know we're here actually to find out some key people and get them out of Flan right now. We already got Madame Verona. Got one more stop, but here to get you out of here.
I am both grateful and very melancholic to hear that statement. I have not left the library in many a time. I've been the Lord Sage for such a long time that I admit that a part of me was glad to have only myself the library and, of course, Scribe Beringer to assist. But now is not the time for sentimentality. You're quite right. What is your plan for escaping the city?
Well, right now it's taking advantage of some sneaky little pathways that Gleveth has been able to make us privy to. That's how we were able to get in here in the first place. We tried to figure out if there was a way in from the outside by any of the normal ways, but the library's locked up tight. Tight, tight, tight. It's lucky it doesn't have any windows.
Yes, both a boon and a privilege for a library such as this.
Absolutely. But beyond using the tunnels and everything like that, it's more so just being a couple of steps ahead of the tiers of virulence as we go. We've basically baited them along the way by a little bit by accident at first, but it ended up working out. He sends them wherever we made a little bit of mischief, and we're faster than them, so they've been behind us the whole time.
I had pondered who was causing Vorgan Shorax to continue his gloating. How pleasant to see that it was you all.
But if you have anything to gather and whatnot, now would be the time. We did take some lumps while we were down underground, so we need a little bit of time, I think, to put ourselves back together before we leave anyway.
When Rain says that, Siren literally puts herself back together. Caster form.
Aww. Glevis says.
Sorry, if we're going to take a rest, I can't stay in that form.
But yeah, I know we've been too much acid for us to not take a little breather first.
So, who else do you have to abscond away from the city with? Madame
Giselle.
Corona? Giselle. Giselle Greycastle,
Aye,
former captain of the Black Fists.
one of the last loyal.
So I've been told. Well, she should be easiest to find. Everyone knows that she's currently in Stojanau Gate. Considering
looks directly at Gleveth because they hadn't mentioned that yet.
Glavith, kind of shrugs. I mean, that's what Vorgan Shorak says. It's what I've heard. It's not like I've been hanging around in there.
True. Continue, Lord
Right.
Sage. My apologies.
Rain, roll an insight.
6.
Oh yeah, he's telling the truth.
See, I prefer my relationship with Gleveth to be this way, so a healthy dose of naivety is perfect.
Absolutely. He is the picture of innocence in, yeah. Like George W. Bush when he accidentally went in the wrong door in the Chinese embassy in front of global television. Just, whoops. And then continued on. That's a very special reference for those of you into body language.
But yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, you've gotten us into Stojanau Gate before once, Gleveth, so.
Yeah, I mean, easy enough to get in there. Getting out of there, we'll see how that all goes through, but I definitely know where we could probably start looking. If I'm going to make a suggestion, if we're going to go there and then get out, maybe, this might be a stretch, we leave our friends here that don't fancy some fisticuffs.
Let's be on the way back if we're going through the tunnels again.
Got it?
Got it.
I would say that's for the best. If you don't want to be a part of Stojanau, then yeah, I think it's best to stay here until you get the all clear.
Oh, I would love to not have to go to Stojanau, but I have been paid.
Well, I think he was talking to the Lord Sage, but, you know.
Oh, you
That
weren't
was
talking?
in general to everyone, but No, we are paying you, but you already knew.
I mean, I assume you're always talking to me, so. Ah, yes. I was wondering how you enlisted his aid. Payment, of course. And the Lord Sage and Gleveth share a look, and the Lord Sage is not smiling. Gleveth is very much smiling. You can trust me always to get paid. That's what makes me so trustworthy.
Only Rain notes in his head that, as far as he's concerned, the only times Gleveth has ever been dishonest to him is when he's not paying him.
It's funny that you bring that up because Lord Sage, I actually do have small payment in favor that I'd like to ask of you. If you don't mind, on our way out here to the library, I would actually like to grab a text about Mole Master. That's where most of the plan is headed, and frankly, that's where we got business. And I'd like to know every aspect of that business before we get there.
Of course, I will go collect Scribe Behringer, and we can get a collection of tomes for you for your. Is there an area of study you are particularly interested in? Mole Master has a troubled history and is not typically kind to those of the arcane arts.
Yeah, so I have heard. Anything about the cloaks would be good. It seems I may have to join them. Not huge on that one, but it would be good to know about them, as well as just the history and the makings of the city too. But I have a good idea of how to move around and how that place operates, you know?
Of course, I will go to Scribe Behringer now and begin my own preparations. Excuse me. And with grace and vigor that is oh so common for the Lord Sage begins to head into Mantor's library, leaving you all to your devices for the time being. In time to take a short rest.
Woohoo.
Since we don't have our own candles and don't want to pull out torches in a library, Rain pulls out one of just like a I think he probably has like a silver piece or something on him. Sets it on the table and then casts light on it.
The area lights up, and that's. I always imagine the light cantrip is like basically going under hospital lights. Very sterile, very bright white, you know. Every single one of your pores is on full display.
But we're not just sitting around in the dark like a bunch of degenerates, so.
So I believe you guys want to roll some hip dice, perhaps.
Yeah. I am going to use my Warlock spell slot at the start of the short rest, so I get it back by the end of the short rest. So I'm going to use that to heal. Which one looks worse, Alder or Gelt? Oh, wait,
Probably
no, it's
Alder.
almost definitely Alder.
I was
I'm
like,
at
probably
18
Alder.
right now.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
got
at
it.
16.
Really?
Marginal, but definitely, Alder looks like he nearly died. Gelt looks like he was about to start knocking.
I do know that Gelt has a higher hit die to spend, though, so
That's true. Yeah, and
I'm gonna give you the I'm gonna spend my spell slot to heal you with the cure wounds, Alder.
I appreciate you.
Which is only gonna be another 6 for you, but at least you've got 6 more before starting your starting spending hit die.
Exactly. Also, has enough time gone by that we have all our full hit die again, or no?
Yeah. No, you guys spent, a number of days on the Gilded Vigilance, took long rests, and the like, so you guys hit the city fresh.
Cool. Good to know. I'll start rolling.
5.
So uses 5, gotcha. So real quick, so Siren uses 5. How much did you use, Alder?
I'm rolling right now.
Okay.
Sorry, I
No,
need to
that's
make sure
fine.
how many I had. Yeah.
Gelt, how many are you using?
I'm rolling it right now.
Alright.
I was just fast.
You're just fast. Knew what you're trying to do.
I only needed to roll 2 of mine. I used 2 of my barbarian die, and I was 1 off of max on each, so I'm back up to max.
Well done.
I did not take as many lumps as you guys did in that last fight.
And my first 2 rolls were ones. So
Ooh, rough.
I had to
Hold on.
use a few more than I really should have.
You hate to
Yeah,
see
hold
that,
on.
folks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm up to max, and I spent 7 of mine.
7. All right.
Well, at least you're back up there getting into whatever's going to happen next, because
And I got your second
slightly
wind
deadly,
back.
not expected. Yes, you got your second wind.
Goddamn.
I am also up to max, and I use 6 hit die.
Real quick, while we're still in the middle of doing short rest stuff, I'm going to go grab a drink.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If anybody needs to use the bathroom, go get a
Yeah.
drink. I'm also gonna go get a drink.
I need a drink, yeah.
Yes, Alder. When we return, the Lord Sage and Ellison will be there, so prepare for that.
Cool, thank you.
Of course. All right, be right back. Am has returned.
Hey DM, question.
Answer.
When I'm a swarm of things, do they all have to stay within the same space? Like, theoretically, could like one be carried elsewhere and still maintain its senses, essentially, is the big question.
Huh.
I know it's not really, I would totally understand if, like, as soon as it, like, gets away from the swarm, it just, like, loses its form or something, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, to keep it all together, it is very much like a. You are. It'd be very difficult to do that. It's much easier to stay as one snake. So I would say typically when you're at full power, it's easy. You could send like half of your snakes one place and move into like
Okay.
go from a medium swarm to a small swarm.
Or,
Which-
like, maybe, like, call it, like, I have the HP of the swarm, assuming I'm, like, near max, and then, like, have all the half that gets destroyed essentially converge into one bigger snake that can do something by itself or something.
Yeah, we'll do it on a case by case basis. If it's like, oh, I just want to send some snakes to go check this out, and like, I'm at a full swarm right now. I send half my swarm, and they start going checking out like this area, and they stay relatively close together. But if it's like, I want to take my swarm, I'm gonna spread it over a big distance. The more they move away from each other, it's like it just starts to dumb it down, and you get to a point where
Right.
it'll break your wild shape, and you'll. Just
Theoretically, could I pull the, like... No, and snakes can't do that. Never mind, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I think
yeah, within
I think
reason.
that's reasonable.
Yeah, like the full swarm has all of your goodness, your full personality, and you can split it into half, relatively easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's a lot like like multitasking. It's really just like switching over back and forth very rapidly between the
Right.
two. And
It's like
once
I'm
you
playing RTS or some shit.
yeah, and if you the smaller and smaller it gets, it's like you get more and more windows, and at a certain point, it's just too much sensory overload for just overload, not overlord, for a single for a single person to have.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you're an independent humanoid autonomous creature. You're not typically a hive mind.
I don't actually have that many brains. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's one brain. You know, you're all the snakes are sharing one big
We
brain
share
cell.
the brain cell.
Yeah, exactly.
I have returned.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome back.
We usually don't do this halfway through, but roll call?
Jacob,
Okay.
what
Nick.
did you say halfway through?
I would figure that this is depending on how quickly we get through this last part.
Back, Ryan?
I guess that's
No.
gonna be a
Evidently
no,
not.
not
I
a
guess
full one.
so.
That is
I guess
why we did the roll call. Look at there.
Yes, indeed.
It fulfills its purpose.
Successful, unsuccessful roll call. Fun fact. Once again, these sessions are pre-built, and sometimes I wonder if they could see into the future and see this campaign to put all these things into it, because sometimes they work out just so well.
Really, for sure.
But
Of course there was going to be an ooze in our last adventure before
Oh my god.
taking a major break. Of course there was.
I mean,
Because why not?
oozes
Gotta
have been
ruin
one of your
our fucking gear on top of everything else that's been taken from
nemesis.
us.
Of course, just because this, isn't the whole city bird again flying underwear. I mean, it is of level for you guys. Made for you all. Glorious. Yeah, and really, as you guys have never had to have a whole fight while prone. That was really the cool part about that. It's like,
I don't think
all
I've ever
prone.
done that before in
Right?
D&D.
Ah, there you are, Alder.
Oh, there you go. Okay, good.
As you guys finish up your short rest for however long that takes, Madame Verona does hand out. At her core, she is still a mom, even if she is a terrible gossip hound and likes the finer things. So she pulls out from her kind of pack of things a set of pastries. So
Ooh.
Aw.
hands them out to you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have any fucking tea, which would be preferable.
Honestly, this is better than what we get literally anytime we're in the middle of an adventure like this. So, thank you so much, Madame Verona.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. Thank you for getting me out of this fucking city underneath the rule of the worst, most ugly, fucking terrible smelling, shit-headed giant lizard to ever disgrace the fucking continent of Faerun.
I think
Sure there's
Siren
more.
kind of loves Madame Verona. She's like the crass mother she never had.
She is awesome. I mean, we loved all of her daughters, so I was really hoping she was gonna be another one in our list.
Yeah, my daughters all really seem to like you.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. They do a really good job of running the place.
Well, they fucking better.
I mean, with your kind of training, I could only imagine showing hospitality in a moment like this. Shoot, no wonder they're all so good at it.
Oh, absolutely, and they are not going to disrespect me or the tea kettle with poor service.
Never once did they. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. Really, it is truly a blessing to finally meet you, Madame Verona. We'd heard way too much about you.
Yeah, sorry, I get wrapped up in my affairs and my affairs.
I think with literally
Oh my
every
God.
passing moment, everybody in the party falls in love with her.
It's freaking wine mom. I love her.
She's the best. All right. Well.
As that finishes, you enjoy your pastries. Speak a little bit about the many daughters of Madame Verona, your time at the tea kettle. Reflect on nicer, simpler times when the hardest thing you guys had to deal with was a dragon tooth that was shocking people through the city. The Lord Sage and Ellison return, and as soon as Ellison sees you older, he runs on over and make me a dexterity saving throw.
We will not use the ring of evasion this time. That is a 15.
A 15. You're able to stay on your feet as full-bodied flings into you and gives you a huge hug. Alder, you're all right.
Glad to see you're doing okay too. We haven't been down here too long, but just glad you're on your feet.
Yeah, we've been here pretty much, well, since, you know.
I know.
Yeah, most people left or started running, but I wasn't gonna leave the Lord Sage.
Yeah, well, through the worst of it, we're gonna get you out of here, so that's the good news.
What's the bad news then?
Bad news is we got one more stop, so we're not leaving just yet, but we'll be on our way back and get everybody out of here that we can.
Where's your last stop?
We may or may not be going to the Stoge now. We've got our ways around. We'll be okay, but yeah. I wouldn't recommend going if you don't want to put yourself out there.
This is adventurer's business right now, so we'll make sure to get Giselle Greycastle safe. Come back and pick up the two of you after.
Well, three of you, really.
Well, three.
Madame
Excuse me,
Verona should
Madame
probably
Verona,
stay here.
since you'll be here as well.
You guys do know that no one that's ever gone looking for Giselle has ever come back, right?
And you know you're currently speaking to the lost and found, right?
Exactly, and one of my best friends is part of that. It's called caring about them and not wanting to see them. Well, he already came back as a cat once, so I don't want to say it could get worse, but... Listen, it's in my nature to worry. That's why I like books so much.
Gonna be okay, Ellison. You've made it through worse. And the record, too. Got good people that got my back. And we've got someone looking over at Ellison, who I think has a good idea, I would hope, about how we're getting in and out of places, so... Couldn't have a better group behind me. Gonna be okay.
As long as we
What we
don't
came back for.
run into the dragon, we should be fine.
I don't think he can get down inside there. He's too fucking fat, so...
Exactly.
I know you worry about me, but I think even you would say, we gotta try, right?
Do you mean that? You gotta try?
We do.
Then Allison looks to the Lord Sage. Then back to you, Older. Then I'm coming with you.
Ray just looks to Alder.
Yeah, we all look at Alder.
Just so you know, our way out might be a little bit improvised. Are gonna be okay with you?
Me and my way out in here kind of got improvised in, so I've watched you put yourself in danger so many different times. And I've watched you do so many things, and well, I don't want to just sit here in the library anymore. I want to help.
Rain has the biggest, just proudest smile on his face.
Could use the help, friend. I'm all for it.
Well, my spellbook might not be as nice as yours, but he pulls out, and his spellbook is. Alder, what does your spellbook look like right now, just as a refresher?
Yeah, so right now I have the real nice, the real nice like leather that I have on it with like the green leather with like the gold, like decals basically and like linings along it as well. Very much with like the kind of lost and found, sort of color scheme of sorts, but very, very official looking. This is not any notes or scraps put together. This is it looks professional, basically.
Ellison's own spellbook has just kind of a very plain, kind of like brown leather to it, with a metal kind of binding to it in 3 rings, and then a metal latch on the front of it. And inside you can see all sorts of small little tabs, and in the light from Rain's light cantrip, you can see that they're all color coded.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah. Don't mind me taking a look through. You can take a look through mine if you want. I don't know if we ever got to do that.
Do we have time?
I mean, now's as good a time as any, I think.
Yes, trade now. It immediately takes your spellbook and starts going over through it. It's like, you have so many more spells in here. Where did you find a copy of Cone of Cold? Is that Blight?
Yeah,
Legend
that one
lore?
came in real
You know what
handy.
you can do with the legend lore? And it's just like total Midoriya with his hero journals.
I love it.
Inside Ellison, you see that he is his is definitely much thinner than yours, and vastly fewer spells. But you see, At Will has Firebolt, Light, True Strike, and Shocking Grasp. At first level has Chromatic Orb, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, and Shield. And at second level has Mirror Image and Invisibility.
Right.
Tricksy little guy.
Huh.
Well,
I take you for being a little, well,
illusionist.
I don't know if I would say mischievous, but well, if you're doing it on our side, I'm cool with it. As he laughs.
I've always been more pulled towards like abjuration and illusion. Evocation's really cool, just, not for me. Something like my dad would be into.
It really is like the oldest tricks in the book, is it not?
I mean, Fireball's a classic.
Yeah, hey, I like my fire. I can't hate on them too much. You get, you build off the classics sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, it's good to have variety.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe we are hipster talking our spells right now, but of course wizards would. Of course they would,
Who else is going to talk to Alder about the intricacies and finer points of the studying of wizardry than one of his best friends who is a scribe?
If we're talking about dad magic, Foo Fighters did Learn to Fly.
Weird, I don't see that you have Wonderwall in here.
I do have firewall. That's a little bit of metal days, but I got an aesthetic here.
All right.
Listen,
well,
don't judge me because I got a lot of Michael Jackson in there. He's the king of pop.
Oh, you're all good. Hey, I haven't shown off this one to anybody, but take a look at this, and he will actually show fourth level conjuration that he hasn't shown yet to him, as he does point to what essentially is Dimension Door, and gives him a wink. Might have a way out if we need it.
you cheeky little fuck.
Took a lot of studying to get something like that. That's not my wheelhouse, but I figured that's kind of the. But when you do work like ours, sometimes you need something like it.
I always heard I mean, it's the Lost and Found complex. I've seen your guys' place. I mean, I've seen your library. I just didn't. You always had everything under glass. I felt rude for asking, but
Well, I mean, you can't let the dust get everywhere. You understand? I mean, you.
like half of our scribe work is dusting things here.
All right, gentlemen. As much as I love to hear you two reminisce and learn about each other's magic, I believe it's time that we need to get going.
Yes, please make it stop.
Come on, this is the most fun I've had in days, y'all.
Like I'd said, I am very happy that the two of you are so happy. It tickles me. But we'll make sure that you get out of this alive, as he points to Ellison. Well, now I'm invested because you've definitely proven that you've got a hero's medal. So, making sure you get home safe for sure.
Well, then, do you guys have like some cool for the lost and found or found no longer lost? Do you guys say anything cool like that before you go on adventuring? Is that what adventuring guilds do?
Like,
Has
no.
the ballad of dusting effect counts.
I only do that when I only sing that when I'm mad.
Oh my
I
God!
think
Please
I
get
think
these
our
nerds
songs
moving.
are.
Right? It's just like, no, we gotta go. Let's go. We're leaving. As we get moving now.
Oh, Grandma Glacia's red blood. As Glevith follows you guys as you make your way back towards the hatch in the closets. You guys drop back down into kind of the tunnels. We'll say for the sake of expediency between the sleighs, all they're using, perhaps giving your sleigh over to Ellison and using a combination of your feline agility and crawling, you guys we'll skip that hassle.
Cool.
That's not
Thank
fun
you.
D&D.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's not fun D&D. So, eventually, as you guys head through the tunnels, you actually go back to the cracked crown and pop up. Glove turns to you. So, I would like to say that there are tunnels that lead into Stojanel, but that's a lie, 'cause
Oh.
they don't do that well. However, you guys are sneaky, right? Siren?
You noticed.
No.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Awesome part about magic, right?
Oh, yes.
So I can get us into there. In fact, Alder, Wrangling, Gelt, you guys might remember a little bit about it. But if we want to find Sail, we're going to need to find where they're holding her at. So, only one place to start.
All right. Well, then, lead the way, Glevith.
You guys exit the cracked crown into Apollo Plaza, and it's almost kind of maddening how much twists and turns you have to take to get from there into Mantor's library. When now that you leave the cracked crown, you're just like, Mantor's library literally just right over there, only 100 or so feet away. But boy, does it feel so much longer when you have to go on sled while prone in a dark tunnel. But Glevith begins to lead the way. Siren, are you casting Pass Without Trace? Because we need some stealth checks.
Yep, she's going to do that.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for being willing to use your spell slots on that all the time.
Oh, I mean, it's so worth it every time.
Good one. That's a nat 20.
It's only failed us once, so.
At 20 for a 38 total.
You.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
We're only level 8.
Yeah,
That's
I have
insane.
expertise in stealth, and then plus the 10. Yeah, that's a 38.
Cheeky
Nat 20.
little bitch.
And look at me with my measly 32.
Yeah, Allison has 3. Allison rolls, since with your guys' thing, rolls with a 13, and so a 19 plus 13 for 32.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got a 26.
Glevith got a 28. Glevith only rolled not a 28. Yeah, no, a 28. He only rolled a 5.
Ouch.
Us.
You're welcome, Glevith.
Robes, man. Love it.
Yeah. Gelt, what'd you roll?
Oh, that's 29.
29. Yeah. With stealth, that would make both Mask and Shar almost jealous. You guys make your way across Podal Plaza. Once again, you are expecting to see more Tears of Virulence members milling and nilling about, but it's a relatively clean shot to Stojanau Gates. As you guys get closer and closer, you see the familiar kind of big opening. You even notice that there's still some solid scorch marks from Alder's fireball and the gates. You enter into one of kind of the side doors, the same one from when you guys went on your hunt for Spurnik, and begins leading you through kind of the mazes and corridors that is the Stojanau gates, and you see everybody rolling perception checks.
That is a 26.
My passive is 15.
13 for Gelt.
And my passive's 13, so thanks, Siren.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everybody. It's what I'm here for.
Yeah, everyone but Siren is so focused on like seeing. It's like, oh, you see chairs that have been pulled over. People could be sitting here and like listening for noises and everything. And Siren, you notice that even though everything looks completely used and there are signs of Tears of Virulence members being here, there's nobody here.
She whispers that quietly.
Siren, you whisper this. Glevith stops in front of an office and turns back to you. Alright, I know this office real well. This is where one of the wardens spends a lot of time. I may have seen the inside once or twice. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's an easy roll. And opens up an office. And inside, you guys see what looks to be a rather plain looking office. Except once again, you find no Tears of Virulence members' presence. There's a hefty stack of papers on the desk, a couple chairs around. In one part, you see what looks to be a small table with some cards on it. But
Anything weird about, any traps or?
make an
Anything
investigation
stand out?
check.
Okay. Hey, I'm good at those now. Or better, at least. Oh, that was almost really good. 7.
7. Yeah, looking around, it's a boring office. But that's about the bulk of it. There doesn't seem to be anything super weird. You don't see any traps. There's no slit holes where people with crossbows are gonna turn you into weird looking porcupines. Looking around, you just boring.
Okay.
Were you expecting anything in particular in here, Gleveth?
I was hoping there may be something in these papers. Mostly, if you're gonna have prisoners here, they keep records of it.
True.
So
Alder, Ellison, will you do what you two do best?
Certainly.
Yeah. Here, Alder, I'll help you out. Alder, roll an investigation check with advantage.
Who?
Siren's gonna stand outside the door and just keep an eye out.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Saren.
Make a perception check, Saren.
And actually, since rain isn't necessary, he's gonna actually be outside of the door with Siren as well.
Okay. My passive is 17.
17, got it.
It's a 17 on the investigation.
Yeah, looking through Alder, you look through and you can see a number of different individuals being moved about to and from Stojanau. Long lists of people who have been offered as tributes. You're aware of how many numbers are on there, and it's a number that brings you no form of comfort. However, you do see that there is a transfer for Giselle Grey Castle to be brought
And
to. I'm sorry. What? Alder?
no, I'm sorry. You cut out there when you were saying where she got transferred to.
Oh,
on my end.
yes. Yeah, Giselle Grey Castle is being located to a newly developed cell block, one beneath the station, where she is to be subjected to advanced interrogation methods of the most horrendous and prolonged way possible.
Really?
While you're doing this, and you're being helped by Ellison, his foot catches on part of kind of the rugs that are underneath this kind of table. And while you're going through the paperwork, he reaches down and pulls back a rug and, hey, Alder.
Yeah. Something that you find or what?
Yeah, I would say that this is something that has been found. And you see that there is a latch underneath the desk that seems it's got a solid padlock to it. A trap door hidden underneath these rugs.
Wonder if this is our underground cell where they're holding her, and if that's where everybody is. Only one way to find out, as he puts the sheets to the side.
Alright, yeah, cool. How do we get this lock open?
Well, I'm a little bit of a jinx, as he looks over the Gleveth. Would you mind?
For you, of course, like you're paying me to do it. And he'll go over and... yeah. It's a really shitty lock. You would think they would have invested in one better.
That's like all the craftsmen either got rounded up or left or something like that.
Yeah, killing off your valuable stuff, Once again, just not a good understanding of thieving economics. But it opens... it opens up this trap door, and you can see that there's a set of iron rungs that lead down about 30 feet. And while you guys haven't gone necessarily very high up into Stojanau gates, you have kind of snaked through, like through the gates themselves, so you get that same earthy smell,
Mm-mm-mm.
but fresher.
Mm. Interesting.
Before we actually go down in there, Alder is going to take a quick moment to cast Mage Armor on himself, as he should have.
Smart, smart. Any other kind of
Yeah,
precastings?
Siren's gonna use the last of her staff juice to do a bark skin.
Spark skin, got it.
I do not have anything. So yeah.
Okie dokie. Hold on, I'm gonna check one thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
Alder, didn't you cast Mage Armor when we were fighting the?
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right.
That's
Yeah,
right,
you
it
definitely
hours.
did already. Yeah.
I just forgot about that since that was the last session. You're right, that would still last. So we're good then. Never mind. Thank you for the save on that one, Nick.
You're
I'd
welcome.
forgotten.
Hey, yeah, don't. Yeah, you of course can always spend that, but you don't have to if you've already cast it. So
My mind may be mush, but it's a steel trap for D&D.
yeah, all right. Without
Bark skin, I'm at 18.
nice.
Well, ain't you fancy?
Yeah.
Huh. You guys all descend down into into kind of this passageway. At the bottom, it's 10 feet wide by 10 feet high. And you can see that it leads down towards Casa Valjevo. You can see that there are sturdy wood supports that have been built into the passage at regular, like, 20-foot intervals. And it goes down quite a ways. What's your guys' marching order?
That's a very good question.
You're still small, right?
Oh yes, no, that my transformation lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Like your own cast of mage armor.
Siren will probably be up front.
Up front, gotcha.
Oh, also, I reread bark skin. I'm wrong. I was thinking of stone skin.
Got it.
Unusual.
We definitely want to put Ellison like in the middle of all of us, I think, so that he's less likely or least likely to get kind of ganked immediately.
Absolutely. Allison can go in the middle. So I've got Siren up front. So you can go two by twos pretty much through this. So Siren up front. Is anybody next to Siren?
I mean, that's my buddy. I'll go if no one else is going.
So do you want to
I'll
do?
go Ellison, though. Well, yeah. How are we gonna do this with Ellison?
No, let's do two up front, two in the back, Ellison in the middle of us.
We got Glevis still too.
Mhm.
Oh,
But
we do have Glevith. I just assumed
So-
Glevith was going to do whatever the fuck they feel like, so I don't even account them into my plans.
So
True.
do you want to do like Siren and then Allison Alder and then Glevith is just happy sitting in the back on this one.
Mm-hmm. So then the battle buddies together behind those two.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Any input from you?
Honestly, don't mind.
Yeah, so you and me will stand next to each other, so we'll have the one up front, two, and then Glevith in the back.
Definitely works.
Works for both. Works for everybody in there. So you guys begin heading down this long passageway. There aren't any lit torches, so Allison kind of holds on to you, Alder. You kind of followed you since everyone else here has dark vision.
Yes, we can guide him.
Mm-hmm. About a third of the way through, everyone with the passive perception, 16 or higher, which I believe is just Siren,
Yep.
notices that there's an odd discoloration in the stone of this passageway. It appears noticeably darker.
Hey, Rain, have you noticed how the stone here is kind of darker?
Well, now that you point it out to me,
Go ahead and roll stone
Um,
cunning.
yeah. That is going to be a 15.
15. You notice that the discoloration is not because of usage of different stones. Something's come in contact with this stone to discolor it. So, like, looking through, this is definitely a newer development for stowage now. It's not as old as the tunnels you guys have been going through. Definitely much nicer and much larger. But the discoloration, yeah, something's been done to this. You can even see it's like solid stone, same solid stone, but it just gets darker as you've entered this area.
It's not like sooty darker, like it was like lit on fire or anything like that, right?
Yeah, with that roll, yeah, definitely not fire.
Can I do a closer perception check?
Yeah, go ahead, roll perception.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's my passive still.
Definitely, like now you've noticed it that and it goes all the way up the walls, like anywhere where there has been like stone and such has this kind of darker one from this, even in kind of the darkness of this area, kind of this lighter stone to now this discoloration, this darkening. And that happens about a third of the way in.
Interesting.
I think Siren's gonna start walking slower.
Yeah, we'll continue. It's very
just out of
odd.
caution, since we
Yeah.
don't know what the cause
Same.
of that is.
Oh, I have a theory. It would make sense. Probably from poison.
Hmm.
Is it another ooze?
No.
Wait,
I mean, there's been all kinds of gases floating around the city and stuff like that. So, who's
Well,
to say?
I mean, have we seen any stone outside look like this?
I don't remember. I just remember people's bodies were going colors and stuff like that as they came into contact with it.
Either way, let's take it a bit slower.
Keep going though.
Don't forget too, I did mention that they're doing some new torture techniques down here. Be surprised if they got plenty more of that poison to use on us here too.
Keep moving forward. No sense in jumping to too many conclusions, I guess.
Oh, by the way, Dom, I
Mhm.
just remembered. Barkskin's concentration, Siren wouldn't have wanted to break concentration on Pass Without a Trace.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
How about we make as you guys clear the way? You guys have been going for a little bit now. Roll me a stealth check with Siren's Pass Without Trace. Although Siren, you can feel this is starting to come to a close.
Okay.
Walking for a while.
Yeah.
Oof, good thing. 20.
20. All right. That's a 20 from Ellison, and a
alright, so I rolled a nat 20, but because I have disadvantage, I rolled an unnat 20.
3 20s.
20, 20, 20.
I got a not 20, so that's a 31.
Yep. Gloveth got a 35.
There we go. That's more like a...
Alder.
Oh, wait. 23. So, no, sorry, mine is 27. I'm so sorry.
That really throws everything off.
Yeah, for real.
That's it. All right. The entire tunnel fills with.
We hit the magic number
it
of group
fills-
stealth.
Yep, fills with a wall of force, and everyone is it's basically like like the Gauss cannon from Halo, just
Oh God!
Everyone's liquefied. You suffer no pain. It's over.
Yay!
Yay! Can't
No,
wait
but
for Mall Master.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And this is still with Pass Without Trace, right?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, awesome. That's a 27.
27. Gotcha. You guys have been moving stealthily, and you begin to see down a ways at the end of this tunnel that there is indeed light coming from it. There seems to almost be some sort of soupy mist that seems to emanate from it. Everybody roll me perception checks.
You just called the mist soupy just to make sure I heard
He
that
did.
right.
I did.
That
I
is
did.
indeed the
I
word
heard
that I
that.
used.
I heard
That is, you heard correctly.
That's a 14 for Yelt.
14,
My passive perception is 15.
15.
Say the thing, Siren. My passive perception is 17.
Yeah! Own them libs, Siren.
I got a 16.
16. Gotcha. Alright. And then Ellison. Ellison got a 15. Gleveth. Damn, Gleveth. Those of you who rolled 16 or higher, while anyone below was more concerned with the super mists at the bottom of this and just kind of this almost orange glow, noticing this kind of acrid smell that seems to be coming from there, almost like burnt tar. Those of you with 16 above notice that right as you guys are about to pass by it, you see a glyph.
Stop.
Siren stops it instantly.
Sarah, make me a dexterity saving throw as not everyone behind you stops, because...
Beep. Oh, thank goodness. That's a 19.
Yeah, you're able to dig your heels in just before passing in front of it. Just... and the party
There's
stops.
a glyph there. Do I get the impression I could get close enough to dispel it?
I mean... yeah, you could probably get close enough to dispel it.
Like with the end of my staff, I'll get it over by it and cast Dispel Magic. And,
Roll me
Spell magic
a-
has a... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, it has a 120-foot range, Siren. So you don't even
Oh
have to
shit!
touch
I
it.
thought it was touch. Never mind.
Works either way. You would have been able to touch it and its range, so yes on all accounts. Siren, roll me your spell casting modifier.
Spellcasting mod. Okie dokie.
Because I assume you're casting this at 3rd level?
Fuck. Yeah. 7.
You send out... what does your dispel magic look like, Siren?
It is a kind of like, call it blue phantasmal horse that just kind of, it's small and just kind of flies into the object.
And it drops its hooves on this, and as it does, blue light flashes, and then the glyph flashes with the dark green energy. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
God damn it.
God damn.
No,
I
my bad.
use ring?
Constitution saving throw.
Even better.
And, Rain, make it with advantage.
God damn it.
Ooh. Nice. That's an unnatural 20.
A natural 20.
22 for Yelt.
22 for guilt. Got it.
My die is in one of its moods.
I got a 17.
17. All right, and both Glevitz and Ellison fail.
Son of a
Um,
bitch.
So, they both take 23 points of poison damage, and the rest of you take 12 points of poison damage.
I take
And
6.
then you take 6.
I failed it.
Oh, then you are also take 23.
Yeah.
As from this heavy, dense, like the type of fog that it's not just from inhaling it, it's as it touches your skin, you can feel just the poison begin to seep into as it begins to cloud and spread through your guys' party. What would you all like to do as this spreads out across you guys? Glevith and Ellison are still up. But they along with Sierra and get just like aren't prepared for it and just as this cloud descends upon the party.
Oh god.
I love to be Sansa right now.
Siren's gonna just lead the way forward, I guess.
All we can really do.
I could fucking cast a big fuck you spell, but I'd rather not when I already used Dispel Magic to fucking do this.
You guys begin to rush forward, and the cloud begins to follow behind you guys, pushing ever closer. But with your guys' movements, you're able to stay up front for it, but it does force you guys to run down this long corridor. Some of you coughing up what is a mixture of both poison, phlegm, and blood.
Lung butter.
More than lung butter, like body butter. And as the passage opens up into what feels like a much larger space, you enter into this soupy mist that filled the area in front of you, making it nearly impossible to see the entirety of the space. It's got that same acrid smell, like burnt tar, becoming much stronger now that you're in it. However, it doesn't cause any saving throws or poison damage. It very much smells and tastes like burning tar. And as you all fill into this chamber, getting away from this cloud of noxious gas, you hear up above you, "Ah, so you finally all arrived. I was so afraid you weren't going to get our invitation. Now let's see who's been running amok in my town." And looking above you all, you see a huge head, draconic, green, scars lining up the sides of its face, almost in this tiger-like form. Its eyes, yellow, that pierce through this smoke. It's a head big enough for you to have ridden almost the entirety of your war horses through its mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
And as this mist begins to clear, you get a better view of the chamber you're in. It's a large pit. The sides rise 20 feet to a steel lattice that allows you to see the chamber above, but that keeps you enclosed. Hanging on the wall opposite of you guys is an unconscious woman dressed in a shredded uniform with a black fist. In the pit with you are two large blue toad-like humanoids with wicked hooks protruding from their clenched fists, which you guys immediately recognize as the monstrosities that were terraforming from Sorcerer's Isle. They're about the size of a large ogre, and each one is flanked on either side by an armed member of the Tears of Virulence, each of which has a green cloth tied over its face, covering its nose and mouth. Oh, I have been waiting for this show. And look, is this the fabled lost and found? Oh, I will enjoy this. Allow me to introduce you to your dinner hosts, Zin and Sinct, my jailers. If you can defeat both of them, and no one has, I'll allow you to leave. But let's be honest. You didn't come back thinking you'd escape, did you? Tears of Virulence. Place your bets. As you can see, everybody roll me a perception check.
14 for guilt.
27?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's a crit fail for Alder.
Oh, Alder, you shit
Passive.
yourself right there.
Great.
I got passive of 13.
Passive of 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I also rolled a crit fail too, by the way. But
You very much are like, you don't shit yourself like Alder does.
no, I already cleared my bowels when I saw the U's. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's more of you feel that pastry come back up, and just a quick spitter, which is really a shame because it was a great pastry. But Siren, with you see that there is, well, all of you guys see the massive head of Oregon Shore Rax, and you can see, the two, which we know as players, Slods, flanked by the Tears of Virulence on their side, seeing that this is a 60 by 70 foot room, and that in equidistantly on the floor there seems to be like 5 foot wide grates set in almost kind of a checkered pattern. Siren, you're the one that notices that above you do see different Tears of Virulence, and you do see the head of Oregon Shore Rex. You even see where this kind of soupy mist is coming from. It's a number of actual burning tar barrels that hang above that drop this heavy smoke down upon you. But looking back and able to keep your stomach contents all within, you see that it is clearly only an illusion. But the neck continues on up into the space impossibly long, even for the size of Oregon Shore Rex. And that, much in the ways that we would watch a MMA or a UFC fight, that even the black fists atop are also there, only an illusion.
She says loud enough for her companions to hear. They're all fakes. Don't let them distract you. Focus on the slot.
Okay.
Conquerors is what we'd call them, probably.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
We would call them
conquerors,
conquerors.
yes.
Conquerors, yeah, that's what they're known as, yeah.
Conquerors.
And in you all hear in your minds two voices in unison. That same awful inhaling type of voice, and dinner time. Everybody roll for initiative.
Hate that.
Ooh, I
For
rolled low.
fuck's sake. Can I roll something other than perception?
Okay, guys. Actually, before we start doing this, it's 9:00. We can go for it here, or we can do a short session on Sunday. If we really, it'll be just the fight and then the end of it. It shouldn't be as long. I don't know what you guys are up to. I'm almost positive we're not starting the Mole Master. So here's our choice. This might not be a quick fight, but if we want to grind it out and finish it, I'm down for it. But that's up to you guys. If not, we definitely can wait before we start this combat and start again on Sunday.
Well, What's the module expectation for this, or the time expectation if he gives it?
I mean, technically, almost all the modules that we run are only supposed to be 4 to 6 hours, but we know that we spend way more time on that.
We spend about like an hour plus, yeah.
If it's honestly okay with you guys, I kind of need to actually call my family and kind of go over some plans the next few days. And
It's all good, guy.
I kind of, yeah, if it's okay, I kind of would need to do that tonight.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And I have work still in the morning, so if
That's fine.
somebody else is asking, then I'm gonna throw my hat in for wait until Sunday too.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that this is the perfect time. We whatever you roll for initiative doesn't count. We
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we'll nix that right there. And then we will come back on Sunday and have this fight. It's in this section. It's called, and I can let you guys in. It's called Pit Fighting for Dummies.
Good stuff.
Great.
That's so good.
We
I
will
love it.
we will return back to
Where
this.
Gil belongs?
This might be. You found your one true calling. Pit Fighting for Dummies on Sunday and finish up the last Escape for Flan. And then that'll give me the whole week. And then we only have to miss Tuesday. It'll work out perfectly. So
That'll work out perfectly.
good night, chat.
Good night,
Good
chat.
night, chat.
Night, chat.
Siren, say good night, chat. I didn't hear you.
No, good night, chat.
Thank you. All right. Bye bye.